Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUY. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me. I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me. I'm a man.
You know what? I talk to your man.
Hiding from the lawsuits, a new trick up your sleeve. Paperwork, flimsy truth, taking a dive. Drowning paperwork, then buried alive. Fraudulent dollar, playing the game. Dodging the heat while fueling the flame. Thinking you slick? Now we see through the scheme. Bankruptcy, fraud, that's stealing the dream. Stacks of life folded, origami finesse. You're bleeding broke, but your dollar screams success. Got the 56K, the attention, the bond of sweet. But in court you crying, I can't make ends meet. Heavy face abuse, gavel about to drop. Your lies are crumbling, your case is a flop. Fake tears streaming, crocodile flow. But the fraud you pulling, everybody knows. Fraudulent dollar, playing the game. Dodging the heat while fueling the flame. Thinking you slick? Now we see through the scheme. Bankruptcy, fraud, that's stealing the dream. Money trail messy, footprints in the sand. Everybody watching, receipts in their hands. Lawyers on your neck, think you know what a scheme. But your team discussed it all on their live stream. Now you're posting balloons about selling your jewelry? Your jewelry in Dickley? Are you kidding me? 3 cellular providers not produced in Discovery? Are any of those brain cells on? You lied to the court and left your donors misled, saying 6K was for fighting when you'd already fled. Winning the case? Only delays, a courtroom race, and you running relays. Stop selling jewelry. Stop taking out loans. Seriously, stop.
What's up, folks? How's it going? Yet another day of madness.
So much madness.
Oh, I noticed that. Stealth switch, by the way.
I was on the wrong side.
In. You're like,
I don't like being on the wrong side of the stream.
It's so funny.
It's very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I can tell. You know. Speaking of uncomfortable. I listened to something very weird.
Uncomfortable. Today. Yeah, something very uncomfortable. I did too, interestingly enough.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that, well, I was just kind of surprised that the things existed at all. In fact, I hear tell that we will hear some of that stuff ye old Saturday. And God, it's going to be good. Oh, my Lord. So,
guys, you have no idea. It's bombshell level stuff. And when I say bombshell, I mean actual explosions in your brain when you hear it.
It was pretty amazing. We got today to hear, well, there's some 911 calls that exist. You know that, again, if those things come up, remember, those exist under Freedom of Information Act. So, you know, you can FOIA that shit.
Yep.
And when you do, wow. So a certain person who while they were suing, you know, with their lawsuits that we won against because they brought illegitimate action against us, they made many crazy 911 calls, and we heard a few of those. And oh my God,
I was very shocked to learn some things about myself I didn't know.
yeah, indeed. I learned that it's very hard to tell colors, you know, especially with outfits. You know, I learned that. I learned a new thing that about the internet. I'm going to put it that way, that you will learn too. You know, I learned how you can. I learned that even though you made these filings about how terrible another human being is, you know, in your own home and how they were monsters, the real abuse, well, it's something else. So.
Yeah, it's something else. All right. I can't believe that they didn't laugh her off the phone, but we're going to get to that in, I guess you guys will get to hear it on Saturday, and I'm sure next week we will have lots and lots to say about it. But I mean, guys,
it will start Saturday anyway.
There's some funny stuff. There's some outrageous things. And then there's some dangerous level kind of stuff, like swatting kind of level stuff.
Yeah, like no joke, man. When I looked at that stuff, I was like, she tried to SWAT Megan. I mean, no joke. She tried to take down channels. She admits that. She tried to take them down with different types of complaints for, you know, doing things that are definitely not illegal. And, well, you don't have to take our word. Let's just say it that way. But, yes, Saturday. You should definitely keep an eye on Jeremy's channel because that's going to be good.
You tune into What the Hales. Make sure you set your notifications because Jeremy's got this stuff and he's going to drop it on you on Saturday.
It's going to start being amazing. Between that, we have Lynette just losing her freaking ever-loving mind these days.
She's crashing out. Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. To say how crazy it is, look, somebody put this together. And props to them, by the way, for doing this. Even posts that we've already seen. Like last night, we went over the post where she responds to David the Donor, right? You can see here's the original, okay? I mean, I'm not going to beleaguer that point. You can see there. Now, maybe it's just me, but notice how you have to zoom out to catch it all. That's amazing.
We're gonna have to read the second version because I think we only read the first one. What's new?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you can see there's Ray stuff down in here. You know, it's bringing up Ray, and I mean just all kinds of stuff. And she's also, I mean, she is crashing out hard. And again, she knows that the grift is up. She still hopes that she can return this to being about Jeremy Hales. You know, she hopes that she can deflect and it no longer be a standard about her. Unfortunately for her, the people that she's setting up against, they were her voice, and as her voice, they're not going to let it be about Hales. I mean, it's something else. They've made it about her, and in fact, we've got to still cover more of what happened 2 nights ago. You know, we were in the middle of transcript, and it was pretty damn juicy. But last night, you also have something that really that came up. So it's going to take us a hot minute to go through everything that they did. We're talking about in 2 days, they dropped, God, what, 12 hours of live streams or more. Maybe
Yeah, you guys, it's going to take us several days. We tried our hardest last night to get through that transcript, and we made we got through a good chunk
we got
of
a
it.
good lead on it.
But then they did another 8-hour live stream last night, which we also have. But
we learned some stuff. Well, we learned some stuff that was interesting in that one, like the fact that people like that they hate specific folks. They went after Miyagi, for example, like that. That was pretty crazy. They
threatening to call Miyagi's place of work.
Actually, what they do with that, though, is it's them threatening, but what they're doing is they're getting other people to do it for them. You know, they know by now that the people that they're talking to will indeed go after and try to corner and ruin Miyagi. So this is a person that gave over, we know in one thing. Now, again, I don't know if she supported anything else, but I haven't asked her about that, but she noted in one file for, I guess it was one lawyer push or one document push. I can't remember which. She put in almost 1,000 Australian dollars. So
wow,
yeah, one time. How many ex-donors have they gone after?
You know what my favorite part of that mod stream is?
When it ends.
No, it's the broken microphone that the one.
Oh yeah, it sounds like that. Oh my God.
To fix, and it's just you have to listen to 8 hours of this over.
It does sound like that. It really does sound like that. It's so bad.
It's so bad.
Please, folks. I realize like if they're going to put on an 8-hour stream, I realize you're not monetized. Maybe never will be. I mean, honestly. Like they're not even, well, I guess they're a little over what 65% now. So maybe they'll get there, but it's a lot more ground to cover before they get to monetization. And it is rough to listen. Listen, ladies, I'm just telling you, you got to fix the microphone. You can't make people listen to 8 hours of that. A Blue Yeti, the people, okay, any of you, and I mean this, this is just practical advice too. You can go out and buy a Blue Yeti microphone. That's what I'm using right now. I'm running it through VoiceMod. VoiceMod is free. Okay, look, I'm being helpful to anybody out there that wants it. Blue Yeti, $99. You can get it with a microphone arm, so you can put it above and like dangle it right in front of you if you need it, or offset it depending on your setup, or you can get a desk one. Doesn't matter. But
I used a Fee-Fine microphone, a USB plug-in for $49 for years that sounded 1,000 times better than that.
Yes, I mean you could honestly you
can get one for $50.
You get a tin can with a string and sound better than that shit.
You cannot make people listen to you.
Exactly.
This is so horrible. You can't make people do that.
And imagine that sound right there for 8 hours, because that's what it sounds like. 8 hours of that. That is terrible.
And nobody says anything to her. It's incredible to me. No one says anything. No one's like, hey, Stacy, your mic. It's really bad.
When I first heard it, I was like, man, their connection sucks. I was like, maybe it'll get better. Nope, but that was a microphone problem. But there's also, again, again, for soundboards, like for myself, this is how I sound. I'm not adding a filter or anything else to it. This is how I sound. But you want a clear attachment, so you can either use an expensive soundboard. I don't like having a giant soundboard in front of me and having to use it like a Rodecaster. So I use something free. You can use, again, VoiceMod, free. You can buy a lifetime subscription to it for not a lot, but you can start out free.
It went on sale. I think I got mine for $50.
Yeah, I think back in the day when it was early, when it was like early adopter, I think it was $20, and then even now it's like you said, or you can get it for $50. So
You know what's funny about it is that on the voice changer on voice mod, there are 3 broken mics on this thing. Apparently it's so popular to use the broken mic feature that there are 3 of them.
they're like, oh my God, I'm ahead of the curve.
What does this one sound like? Here, there's another one.
How bad?
Oh no.
Worse or better than the others?
I think that one's better without this. The
Without
first
the
one has
static.
no. The first one has more sound fluctuation, like it goes higher, like louder, and that one's better about maintaining.
Staticky.
It's funny though, because I mean, you talk about awful. But between you have that you have that mod stream. So in the mod stream, there was obsession about Miyagi. They were also obsessed with peculiar optics, but they made a really interesting statement while they were doing that. And it was a disclosure that apparently if you come to our stream, you're not allowed in the ecosystem. You're so it said, and I'm going to quote this. Now, again, we'll go over the whole thing another day. We'll start on that. We got to finish our other one. But for that one, it said, it was, again, talking about peculiar optics. And it said, it's funny because they're not in our chat, but they ran over to, Megan and Tug and whatever, or going to hang out and whatever. That just means you shouldn't have been here in the first place. Why were you here? Because, well, you were trolling the whole time.
I don't think that's true. I actually think peculiar optics was, peculiar optics caused some trouble in my chat a few times because arguing about things, etc., and making people get upset. I think that person was truly trying to figure out what the truth was.
I think they like many people, I think they believed LP and these people for a while, and it took people a minute, but they did. Yeah. They went out, they checked out different things. And the biggest wake-up call is how certain people treat you too, and they treated these people like absolute garbage. But I have no qualm about people going to whatever chat they want to,
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, I mean, you should listen to another side of things if you want to. That's totally fine. In fact, you should definitely read court documents. Read them on your own if you feel definitely like it, for sure. Yes. But
I don't mind if they come over here. I don't mind if people who don't agree with us come over and are in the chat. My only request is that you don't cause a problem and, start drama and stuff in the chat. But if you want to be here and hang out and get along, that's great. I don't care. And I take criticism too. I love trolls, actually. Most of the time, I think they're funny.
I like people who know how to be entertaining. Not like,
yes,
like if you're a spammer troll, you get banned that kind of way. Things that are just absolute channel damaging, you get banned for that. But I like being funny. Hell, I feel like the chat
or just
trolls
disagreeing. Yeah, when they're being funny or just disagreeing is not bannable. It's just, that's fine. I don't ban people. I don't pay attention. Like I don't know who's in their chat. I wouldn't recognize their chat members over here, to tell you the truth. I would have no idea who they were. It's funny to me that they know members of our chat. Don't you think that's strange? Like, are they watching so often that they know our chat too?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what they do. I mean, we 100% know that they need to keep tabs, and it's bizarre because their hangups, they don't just go with Jeremy Hales. They go with anyone that they don't like. Like, you own a piece of their soul. We also learned something else very, very fascinating last night. So this other part of it was, they were talking about Mexicans. We were discussing that yesterday. The $10,000 to Mexicans. Well, the reason they didn't like that is because they were planning on bringing in people that they knew all this time. They had their own quote unquote workers, their own
what happened
people.
to them? Why didn't they do the work then?
That's a good
Where'd they go?
question. But on top of it, I mean, well, maybe MP had a problem with that. Maybe you know, knowing who these people are. I don't know exactly how the crash out happens. We'll read that. We'll get to that. You know, I mean, tonight we still haven't finished off that other one, but with that one, the whole thing is, no wonder they didn't want the $10,000 going to other people, because it could go to them. In fact, it got me thinking last night about the $20,000 fence. You know, the labor they had there. Did they pay themselves?
Yeah, because wasn't that volunteers allegedly? And then I remember when they said, well, yeah, of course we paid ourselves for things like gas and expenses. Oh,
yeah,
you did? Is that what volunteers do? Do volunteers expect to get expenses reimbursed?
Well, you know, I could see, like, they live in the same state. You know, I could see, like, if, you know, we're driving in from some different state or something, I could see that happening. But I mean, these people, they're, you know, they're bragging about how they're coming in, they're doing things out of the goodness of their own hearts, like you said. And I wonder, you know, with gas, even driving to a place, okay, but are they charging when they were driving around, filming and stalking Jeremy and George? Was that part of gas money?
Yeah, it's a good question.
I very much could see that being gas money. I mean, remember, we had some. Give me 1 second here. So we did see some of the screenshots where they had picked up money. Give me 1 minute. I'm pulling one of them up. I have. We didn't have everything showcased, but even in what they showed, you know, we got to see a little glimpse of how much money they got, and what they showed on the screen was, well, it was pretty. Here it is, right here. So even with that, they showed right here, and you know, you can see how much money they popped up on that. So they said, you know, again, somebody was totaling everything up, you know, figuring out that, you know, she was counting 58 card backers on stream on 8/5/2025. Now you see
And
the totals.
In that one, it says there, does that say possible 3,400?
Yeah.
Or left-hand corner. Actually, Felisa will talk about that in the transcript from that I was reading last night. It's coming up. She says they had 5,000 or 6,000. That's what she says.
Yeah, and I mean their numbers are it's wild to hear.
These numbers are low, according to Felisa. She said they had 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, this is what they showed on the screen right here by itself. I mean, even with this, we know that there's big money. You know, like I said, on the screen that they were showing right here, you had 1,750. This was the conservative effort. You know, this was very conservative with 33 backers not showcased. So even if you went with a conservative effort and said that all 33 were $50, you know, that was just your average, then yeah, that would have been over $3,000. But like you said, it ended up being higher, and it may have ended up being much higher. And that's taking their word.
And in her own words, she said it wasn't just gift cards. She got PayPals and Cash Apps. We don't know those totals. So it was a lot.
Yeah, I mean, they picked up quite a bit. I mean, it was a hell of a grift. You know what? It also tells you that grift dried up because there is no way they would have walked away from that money. There's no freaking way. It was way too lucrative. So this is the edited version, by the way, of that thing from last night. So let's see what's been thrown in. You know, you've heard some of this, but that's fine. Let's look at it. You know, and there's a lot of just our posts are crazy today. So she's responding to David the donor. You know, the guy that apparently last night was dropping thousands of dollars on old Swamp Boy. You know, the guy who who talks smack, like huge amounts of trash about him. He dropped thousands of dollars on him again.
Didn't he give him money to hire a lawyer, and he's still filing stuff pro se?
Yeah. This is supposed to be getting money for lawyer too. So he dropped thousands of dollars.
Wow.
Again, he sat around and talked talk absolute trash about it. I'm to the point where if you can't respect yourself, don't expect me to respect you, and don't expect me. I'll laugh at when everything goes wrong, when the commandeering of the channel, it goes sideways. These people, they complain because they can't ban him and stuff. I'll laugh at that, and if he's in the right, I'll point that out. But I have no empathy for it anymore.
I can't believe he's still giving money to these people. I can't. I feel bad, like he's being taken advantage of in some way, because he can't have his full capacity if he's still giving them money after knowing what he knows. He gave him $6,000 last night. Is that real?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, listen, again, it's his money, but I mean, I just feel like this guy is at risk in some way. He's just not in.
There's something off with it, but these aren't people that were even nice, like remotely, to the guy. Like they treated him like trash. He got really upset when I called him a coward. So mad about it, right? But he's throwing money at people that spent months trashing him, saying they would never give. They would never give a refund. That was the nicest thing they said. No way I'd give it back. Screw him. To the really bad stuff that they said about him. And they all did it. They all enjoyed it. But somehow now he thinks certain ones are his friends, I guess. And that, to me, that's sad. Again, maybe it's just trying to commandeer and co-opt a chat. Maybe that's the thing. I don't know. Like that's been a major complaint about the guy. That with his money, you get him trying to take over stuff. And again, I say that I don't have any freaking any attachment to his money. So when I say this, I don't want him attached to my stuff. I feel like he comes with a lot of baggage that I wouldn't want anyway. I'm saying this because it amazes. You have to freaking respect yourself. People don't respect you. Money won't make people respect you either. It takes more than that, Mm-hmm. Oh, that's amazing. $6,000. Yeah. Yeah. And he was doing it by buying and giving away all those shitty little rocks dude sales. I mean, these people are fucking like I could get if they were going out finding, rocks, arrow, whatever. I could get that. And you can do that. But no, we've seen what these people are bringing up. They're not, very sketchy people too. Very sketchy people. So anyway, let's read.
Weird shapes, pornographic, if you will.
Well, and it's I'm sure that they rubbed them for quote unquote good luck. I'm sure they didn't shape them themselves.
Right? No, they came from like Temu probably.
Yeah, it's really very gross.
Oh my god! I just realized I can push buttons on my Stream Deck with my Harry Potter wand. There is no stopping me now. I don't have to reach over my desk anymore. I can just push them with my.
You got the form of like one of the. I've been using one of those, by the way, so to grab stuff off the floor.
Yeah, I just realized I've had this wand sitting on my desk since Universal, and it's coming in handy. I can reach the Stream Deck with it.
That's
hilarious.
Great. You're like. So in David, what he says to her at the beginning is he's telling her that I'm asking for a refund because we need something to happen right away. So he's saying, and they addressed that last night too. Don't let me forget that too. They said there's no fucking way they're going to give him a refund. No way, because there are other donors as well. I love that they the admission to that too. There were a lot of people who donated. A lot of people, and that's all mixed together. So we found out that number one, people did donate. They donated for 3 specific projects, like they were saying, like they've decided to go with that, which means they did take donations 100%. It's a fundraiser because it's not for a family. It's for 3 projects. Well, how do you complete projects? You take donations for you do a fundraiser. So
it's not a fundraiser. It was gifts.
Yeah. Gifts for a specific project. Wait.
She never asked for anything. People just magically sent it. She said, boy, wouldn't it be nice to have this thing? And then money just appeared. It just rained down out of the sky. And like, she must have waved her little wand. Maybe she has a wand. And she was like
those aren't wands. Those are not wands.
She's like, boogity boo.
Like there are a lot of really upset lawn gnomes out there right now. You're like, is that a boy or a girl? Let's get him. I'm a supermodel. She's like, you trapped another one. Ha ha ha.
Oh my God.
I hate the cricket, man. You really do hate that cricket. Like that actually, that cricket is the real supermodel of crickets.
I enjoy the cricket because every time I hear it, it makes me laugh.
Oh my God. The problem is in some of their streams, you can't not hear it. It is a permanent fixture. And
I know, it would be like us having this on. It would just be like having this on while we're talking and just pretending like it
5
there.
hours of that right there. Like it is nightmare fuel. The first time I heard I never sat down and listened to anything besides clips because it's horrible to listen to. In fact,
hey, Rule 26 one more time, motherfucker.
I hit the wrong button.
I guess the one doesn't work right anymore.
Shoot.
I
was doing so good right up until then.
You're like, damn it, I cast the wrong spell. Oh my God, it's funny. But they
it is hard to listen to though.
They are very difficult. That first time though, like I said, I've never listened to them. But I thought, I'm gonna pull it up on my TV in the house. Now I have surround sound, I have a little speaker set up and I have my chair. I've had it optimized for the chair I like to sit in. And I sat down, I started listening, and I could hear that cricket. It looked at it was so loud, it treated it like it was another person speaking. Yeah, it thought it was a person in the back, on the back right side of me. So, it was like it was another panel guest, and it was treating it like one. And I kept thinking, the way it was isolating it, I thought, is there a cricket in here? Oh my God, it won't stop. Like, where is it? And then I figured, no, that's their stream. And these people are listening to hours and hours and hours of that.
And then you put that together with the broken microphone and like, it makes you want to jump out a window of a very tall building. Okay.
It's
saying.
Bad stuff. Oh my God. So anyway, check this edit out here again. Oh, it's amazing. So this is again to David the donor. So David, we asked from Christmas for the framing to get done. We were told that she had somebody and they were going to do it for us. So we waited and we waited. Now, again, we found out last night that someone was someone they quote unquote knew for years. That's the kind of shit they got in trouble for, by the way. People they knew going in and dealing with elderly people, right? Right. Oh my God. So John found a crew of 6 or 7 guys that said they would do it for $10,000. The Mexicans. Oh my God.
I don't know. 10,000 seems pretty reasonable to me.
Yeah, to do everything. I mean, they're going to get
framing. I think that was for framing and insulation, which is not bad. Or maybe it wasn't insulation, but framing. I mean, it's not bad.
Well, last night she was saying that Michelle now wants it's going to cost $100,000. And they said something last night too that I wasn't expecting. They said that they thought the reason that she wanted to get an RV is because why did we say that she might want to get an RV?
Oh, you mean to run the fuck away?
Yeah. So they said
change her name, get one of her other 36 aliases and start over again.
Isn't that weird? So I thought that made us all hate her. They spent a lot of time telling people that we were monsters and shit. They tried to. Now they would come back to it and they would say that she's really all this stuff that we said. It's all true. But her she's just a difficult personality. It was like, but you're saying that she lies, and you're saying all these, those are the things that are stated against her. And in fact,
one of my favorite things in the transcript from last night we didn't get to yet, she says something like, well, she just doesn't really get along with many people. Maybe that's how this starts. And it's like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. That's what we've been trying to tell you. But when we say it, we're defaming. But when you say it, it's the truth.
Exactly. I think it's funny because, and again, I love the fact that out of the the griftathon, somebody was going to come out on top, and like we had talked about before, we had talked about this plenty, and we talked about especially behind the scenes, like who would come out on top, and we had always deferred to 2L's going to come out on top because she's co-opted this entire thing. She took it over, and it absolutely is planned that way. And Preston's having the problem. She's trying to figure out how to maintain that audience. She doesn't quite grasp that she's lost them. She thinks that somehow she can hold on to some of them, and
that's why she's doing this super nicey nice thing.
Yeah, that's why she's doing it.
I don't have any animosity towards Lisa. I'm so grateful. When meanwhile, behind the scenes, she's like, I don't want that countertop. I don't want that kind of thing. I want this kind of framing. And I need $100,000 build out.
No, I'm going to get my lawyer. My lawyer's looking into how much money these people are making off of me. So behind the scenes, apparently it's exactly what you would expect,
She cannot keep this up though for the entire.
No, it will blow up.
By the end of next week, trust me, by the end of next week, she'll be swearing online. I guarantee it.
She should. Again, Preston, all your money is going to be gone if it isn't already. You had a lot of money. There's no projects that match up to the totals. Apparently, too, electric bikes, you can trade for them for $50. I didn't realize that. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, we looked up that bike. That bike was like thousands of dollars. It's not a $50 bike.
She said John traded for the electric bike. He traded
for some $50 item. Yeah. He traded a $50 thing for that e-bike. No way.
I was
working e-bike is worth way more than $50. Go and look right now how much electric bikes for adults are. Not for kids, for adults. They're big money.
Yeah, they were trying to play at that, and we didn't spend any money. Well, we spent some of HG's money on those rocks, but that we are allowed to do that. Okay.
Well, they're for her future. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What exactly? How are shiny rocks going to be part of your future? By the way,
right to jail right away.
Sorry.
I mean, we're talking gold. If you were hoarding gold or something, maybe, that would work. That's done okay. But shiny rocks, no.
No,
shiny rocks are not the investment.
Gemstones, like they're probably lab created anyway. How much value are those going to retain? Not much.
Well, the gemstones like these people are selling are not quality, even if they were, even in some world, if some of these things are legit, they are not high quality. We've seen enough high quality ones to know there is no investment in those whatsoever. So to say, if you wanted to be like, my kid likes shiny rocks, okay. But if you want to be like, I'm saving for a future, no, no, you're not. She's gonna be fucking disappointed as hell. Poor kid, man. Poor kid, for real. I laughed this stupid, but man, that poor kid. But anyway, so on the 10K, it would take a weekend, she said. No, then I found a construction company in Chiefland. See this, remember the typo? Like last year, realized.
She fixed that. She fixed it.
So you can see, called Thicket Construction, and asked him if he would do the job. He said yes, but it would be more money. But he said he would be glad to consult and read the plans. He would tell us everything we needed to know and do for $250 an hour. And again, she said no, she had somebody. Again, because yes, either they don't plan on doing anything, which is very much the possibility, or if they were going to do something, they were going to make sure that money diverted right into their pocket. Because that's always been the plan. They got a guy there that, again, they're how can you deny they've done it before? So fuck, why wouldn't they do it again? So
right.
our our permit then lapsed because the framing was not done on time. I went to Levy County. The man's name is Bo. I spoke with him personally and begged for another permit, another chance.
Oh, she changed the spelling of his name because I said Bo, B-O-W, Bo.
Yeah, bow tie.
Then I would have understood it if it was, this is the way you spell Bo as a name. B-O, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever met a person named B-O-W.
Or B-E-A-U can also be Bo.
I don't think I've ever met one named B-O-W.
No, me either. That's not a name. No, that's a bow tie or a tie a bow. Tie a ribbon in a bow.
I don't know.
Or
now.
bow
It's like
bow.
It's a dare.
Bow down.
I'm gonna make it my life's mission to convince someone to name their child B-O-W. I'll be like, that's really the classy choice.
I'm glad to see Lynette is taking time to edit and change, and because seriously, Lynette, the spelling and stuff, it makes it very hard to read what you're trying to say.
Well, I do
Please
appreciate the
punctuation.
commas. The commas are amazing. Like
amazing. And the periods, no run-on sentences. This is so much easier to read. So I'm glad she went back and edited this. You should do that before you push, send. Edit before you send.
I mean, I would say, well, mine can be bad some days, but not like, at least they're not like
this bad
one
consistently. Jeez. But this is better. This is easier to read.
I'm terrible. It depends. Like the publicly, no. I don't know. If I text you though, it can be bad sometimes.
But I know what you're saying, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can phonics that shit out
somehow. I can totally phonics it out. I can't.
I type it on the go, man. I'm like, I'm not spending time trying to reread that shit. It's too small. My hands are big. Again, I'm tired.
I don't know how most men can type on an iPhone.
I can't very easily. Like
your fingers are so much bigger.
Well, with AI, it's not just that. Now it wants to. I'm used to keeping spell check on because again, spell check helps. But now it'll change things to meaningless things, to absolute garbage. You're like, well, why did you change it to that for? For example, I've never typoed this before, but I've been joking about it. With screenshots, my autocorrect changes it to screenshits.
And normally you can't even swear. My autocorrect changes, the F word to ducking. And although I've used it so much that it now changed ducking to fuck, so that worked. It changed.
I was just like, "What screen? Why? Why are you trying? Why that one?"
Learns.
It learned a bad one. I didn't even put in there. I wish I could take it. I mean, again, I do think that is the perfect. Like when going into one of their chats and taking screenshots, I do think that is the perfect way of calling it. It's not a screenshot. Yeah. It makes my telephone sick.
I've got the screenshots.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
that show gives me the screenshots.
It's so funny. So Bo spoke with him personally, and by the grace of God, he said yes. His words were, "I threw you a lifeline, but we had to hire an engineer to privately do our inspections." The name of the man was given to 2L, along with the phone number and everything, and she made one call to him. He returned the call, got her voicemail, and never, ever heard from her again. Now, actually, I really want to believe this stuff here, too, because I could see that. And this face-off, scammer, it's really hard to say, like, who is going to be telling the truth. But this does sound like people who don't want to do anything yet. So... We have asked and asked and asked. We begged. I even used the word, "I'm begging you" from bended knee. Oh my God, so fucking stupid. "I'm begging you from bended knee."
So dramatic.
Please pay the engineer so we can get our permit back. And nothing happened. And now we are in the position that we are in. We have no camper to live in because of the black mold and the issue that came from the hurricane with it. And we are in the position now not to have a permit for the land, which means a lot of other things can happen, like the power pole can be shut off. Now, this is an interesting statement here. Remember, she was trying to say that they didn't have power in the barn dominium, which I agree. You know, they have a power pole and they run everything from it, right? But they technically, I guess, would have power in the barn dominium. They just drop cord to it, you know?
Right.
But they do have a power pole. So, and they're telling you with it shut off. They also make a statement in one of these about rent, which was bizarre too, which we'll come up to later. But this is just put us in a very, very, very tight spot. I don't hate 2L. I do not have animosity toward her. I don't understand. Oh, give me 1 second. I'll read her. Hey, what's up, kiddo?
What's up? Are you on your channel?
Yes, I'm on my channel for a minute. I got a guest on here, though.
And
My
hey,
co-host.
you have to tell them how many sprays are in this candy?
How many sprays are in your candy bottle? How many? I don't know. I have no idea how many are in it. I'm dying to know.
I don't know. You read.
Oh,
You know how to read.
I do know how to read. Are you sure?
Yes.
You're okay.
Whoa! What is that?
What'd she find?
This?
What's what?
What this?
Oh, it's a yoga mat.
Oh,
Yeah.
what
Yeah, here,
this?
take it.
How many sprays are in it?
That's like, who dat?
A
What
few
this?
hundred. It's heavy. It's still got a lot. All right, here, give me a hug and kiss though. Hey, you're gonna have to go upstairs for
Why
reading
do you have a yoga mat out?
Because I was trying to elevate my feet up after I walked. I was trying to figure out how to do it.
Do yoga one day?
Huh? You will? Well, we can talk about it another day. Then, okay?
Aw,
Can we do
she's
yoga
so
together?
cute.
Yeah, maybe we'll get us
Oh.
maybe we'll find you a little yoga mat too. Okay.
A little yoga mat?
Yeah, maybe we can do that. Okay.
Can we
I
do
want
yoga
to
together?
Okay. Well, we'll check it out. All right.
You gotta do now. You gotta do yoga with her. You gotta.
That'll be
So
real fun.
cute.
Actually, I had it out because I don't like laying on the floor, you know, because
Yeah.
it's hard as a rock. So I got one of those spongy ones I gotten. I was trying to like set my feet up higher, you know, where I've been
Yeah.
walking so much. That's why it's out. She's like, what is that thing?
That was funny.
She cracks me up. Like anything that's out there. What is that thing? Okay, so I do not hate 2L. I do not have animosity toward her. This is a
Bullshit.
good sign. Yeah, it's a good sign she does. I don't understand anything that's happening right now, but I'm going to stand on
Yes,
the
she
fact.
does.
Why
Her
is she
money's
standing?
gone.
Why is she standing in the fact? By the way, I'm confused.
She's
Don't you
always
stand in
standing
the truth?
some shit. It's never on anything. It's always in something.
Yeah.
Standing
So
in my
why is she
truth,
standing in it?
in it. I'm in it. I'm in it. Mm-hmm.
She's in the truth. That's what I'm saying. So, you know, she should be standing in the facts too. And then I know what the truth is. John knows what the truth is. Our family knows what the truth is.
Does your family even speak to you? Because I don't think they do.
What's this close friendship? Again, I was shocked.
What close friends? Yeah.
We had that one person post that thing saying they were friends for 1.5 to 2 years. So, but
Again,
I don't know.
What family does she have that still talks to her?
That's a good question.
Sam and Ashley don't talk to her. As far as I know, Michelle doesn't talk to her. Lindsay doesn't talk to her. Her grandson left. He doesn't talk to her.
Yeah, her grandson fled. You know.
Yeah, right. He doesn't talk to her. So what people? They all
Remember
run
when-
away. Who's she
Remember when
talking
Bruce
to?
pulled all this bullshit? By the way, Bruce, I really think you owe us an apology. You know, because
Yeah, fat chance we're gonna get one.
yeah, but you know he does, like all these people do, to be honest. Because right now they're playing this game of, again, the stuff that they've said just over the last few days. Good luck suing anybody on behalf. Like their whole master plan was suing on behalf of the kid, and they've dynamited that. The stuff they've been saying publicly, it is absolutely wrecked that. So. I think you owe us an apology, all of them, because I think you owe Jeremy Hales an apology. But again, they'll never do that. It'll be a cold day in hell. You know?
There's
But they're
a
admitting.
great segment we're going to get to, hopefully, in the transcript from last night, where Fleesa addresses that very thing about, no, I am not agreeing with Jeremy. Because the chat's like, aren't you saying the same thing that Jeremy's saying?
Yes,
And
she
it's
is.
really great. It's
She
really great.
is.
She can't admit it. She's like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not.
It's so bizarre, you know. Our families know, close friends know the truth, neighbors know the truth. It is, and
Neighbors?
that's
Which ones? Which ones?
the ones crapping in your fence posts.
The ones whose dogs you were going to kill, or Jeremy Hale's? Like, which neighbors are we talking about here?
I mean, it's so bizarre. So anyone who did make donations that did it with their heart in the right place, we would be more than happy if you would talk to us personally. So again, they want connection. Well, again, the smart thing, the smart play would be anybody that donated needs to talk to the local authorities, or their authority, or to contact the authorities.
Right. She could say, because I don't have any access to that money, and I would be happy to give it back to you if that's what you wanted, but I don't have the access. So if you want it back, you're going to have to call the authorities because Lisa has it and she won't release it.
Actually, she needs to go out again. That they have that nuclear option. They'll drop it on her. She knows it, so that won't keep her in line for long. But Lynette, while you're playing the good guy, this faux bullshit good guy, they're going to take every dollar if they hadn't already. It will be gone by then, and you will get nothing recoverable. I mean, do you think these people and they've ever had stuff recovered when they pulled their bullshit? It's just amazing. Like if she really wanted to address something, she's tried to pull all kinds of craziness with Hale. Why not look up some of the criminal past of the people? She was trying to shout out certain people too. They know the truth. This person knows the truth. All of this talking about, this person's covered the documents. Which like, okay.
I love that she was like, Darth Touch has covered the truth. Yeah. Okay.
She kept misspelling his name.
Yeah, she doesn't even some guy named Michael Velopary or something. I don't know. Velociraptor. I don't know.
That's what I thought at first.
Yeah.
Toucher.
That idiot Velocitoucher.
He's got those little claws. He's like, come here, my precious.
Velocifinger.
Have my business.
That guy. The only thing he did was take a document she claims is real and republish it and go, look, it's real. Like, did you verify
what a clown,
that?
dude. What a clown. They're going to sue you because what a fucking clown.
Oh, God. Did anybody hear his phone call with the cops in
my
Ohio?
God.
He lost his damn mind. He was screaming at a police officer. The officer just hung up on him. It was great. He was like, yeah, do it again. You'll be arrested. So whatever.
Yeah. He's trying to play. So,
by the way,
proof.
Yeah, there's undeniable. He said that he sent Jeremy 14 emails over 2 months or something like that. And so he's trying to make it seem like, well, that's not harassment. That's not harassment. Yeah, no, it was closer to 50.
Yeah, and after he was told not to, aren't you still sending him, clown?
I don't know if he's still doing it, but the day that
after he was warned to, it very much looked like that. I mean, I'd hate to have to pull up some proof to prove that. I'd hate to
sent him
have to
two
go
on the same day that the cop called. There were 2 messages from him. I don't know if it was before or after, but like again, listen, folks. Yes, journalists need to reach out to contacts or to the subjects that they're writing about or whatever, they may need to reach out. However, if that subject has said to you, stop contacting me. I don't want to talk to you.
Well, it's like Lynette present.
You stop.
Lynette's doing all this shit publicly. I very much have every right to reach out and comment on everything that she does. I very much can, because she's doing this, but I don't. I comment on it on my show in public, make sure that everyone sees it, and I don't make contact with her. And I tell people not to make contact with her. I mean, again, you have every right to respond to something like this, but still, I'm not telling you to. If you make a choice to do it. In fact, I'm like, hey, it doesn't help anything. So, but at the same time, like I said, I can't take away your ability to do anything, but I don't, because she's made it clear that she didn't want that. Okay, that's fine. I've never made contact with her ever. I've said publicly that she can reach out to me. But
when somebody tells you to stop,
Yeah.
You just stop. I mean, look, one time David Gingras told me not to email him again. And I sent him, I replied because he had several allegations in his email that he sent to me that I wanted to respond to. But then I didn't respond again. Like I didn't send him emails again because he asked me not to. So, you just don't. If somebody says stop,
Well, that's the difference between journalism and harassment, though, isn't it?
you don't keep doing it. You don't keep. And agreed. There is a line, right? There is a time where you might have to reach out and be like, okay, well, I know you said you didn't want me to contact you, but there is this story. I'm offering you the chance to comment. You don't have to respond if you're not going to comment, and I won't, email you again or whatever. But not 50 emails.
These fucking clowns. These clowns, again, we've seen them put together websites that talk about how bullies for hire, man. These people are accused in courts of being for hire. We saw they came into this case too. So giving them the idea that they are journalists, yeah, that's pretty far. I think Volpe, he's been mailing in. Volpe, you mail me again, by the way.
He emails me all the time still. And I've told him specifically not to.
Actually,
now, I don't read his shit. I don't read it. I think it ends up in my spam.
Well, I look, but the next time you mail me, man, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start paying attention to the fact that your partner is banned on your channel. And, well, again, he's gotten very comfortable. I've not gone down that rabbit hole yet, because I wanted them to be comfortable about it. But the whining and stuff, yeah, you know better. You know that these people, again, I'm going to make this very clear. These people, they spread mis or disinformation because, they'll spawn more channels. But they are banned. The thing is, YouTube has to find something, their stupid freaking setup. They have to identify it. And these people are harassers, So
there's nothing journalistic about anything that they do.
But, there's a difference in spawning some channel that has 10 to 100 people and having to start over, and them having them on, knowing they're banned and harassing people and making threats and more. Yeah, no, absolutely not. So you keep that shit up, buddy. Keep it up. We'll see where that goes. Because again,
that call was funny. He was screaming at an officer.
He was freaking losing his mind. And they post it like they're victims.
Oh, he's so proud of himself too. Like, oh, look at this stupid cop, this corrupt cop. First of all, the police officer is doing his job. He got a complaint. He's notifying you of the complaint. He's notifying you that the contact is unwanted. The thing is, if you continue contacting someone over the internet or the phone or whatever, and you've been notified officially that it's unwanted, that is harassment. And you can face charges for it. It doesn't matter if you're a journalist. And he was all, why don't you want to tell me how you're going after my First Amendment rights? You want to tell me? Why don't you tell me how you're going to go after my First Amendment? You know what, you dumbass.
Well, it's more like this.
First Amendment to talk up all you want, but
he goes up higher octaves, though. It's more like,
yeah,
you're going to tell me how First Amendment. I'm like, you think that sounds cool, dude?
The First Amendment does not protect your right to call and talk to a certain person. If a person you have personal rights. I have personal rights not to be harassed by someone I don't want to talk to, and that's written into the law. So if I say I don't want to hear from you, you can't contact me anymore.
Well,
and you can get charges.
They get freedom of speech confused, with again, you're impeding on other people's rights. There's a difference. Right. You would think people would understand that. But again, it's just like Paint Chips trying to play the victim and his whole thing where he's been, it's always, I didn't know I was under a lifetime protective order. Oh my God. Oh, wait, let's see what the rest here is. So our hearts are broken. I don't think either of us will ever understand. We'll add, we found a very nice camper for the purchase of $6,000. She said no. $18,000. She found something for $6,000, 1/3 of the price. and was told no. Weird with her money, right? And then do something about it, Lynette, too. Quit fucking whining and complaining and make a report, because it, again, is your money. And I realize you're usually on the other side of the scam, but it is legit your money now. Like, it was raised, and, you know, again, they can't do anything about it. And ask the people from her channel if she would give the money to Ray Bone Crusher.
What?
Or what? And she said no. And asked the people from her channel if she should give the money to Ray. Holy shit.
What?
Oh my God. That's spicy.
Why would she do that?
Should I give this to torture Lynette Preston? Because, again, you know, that's a...
How would giving it to Ray be better than purchasing a $6,000 RV? I understand that the money was for the barn, and so Felisa's excuse is, I'm not going to buy an RV with it because the people sent it for the barn to be finished. Well, if you're not finishing the barn and you're saying you don't have money to finish it, a $6,000 RV would give her a safe place to sleep. So
it's also an easy out for her. Hey, okay, we'll give her an RV. All right, maybe. Again,
right. It's a
know.
much easier out than having to try and finish that stupid barn dominium, which is not going to get finished, clearly.
What Lynette Preston needs to do is go public and be like, yo, I'm going to give you 5 days to turn over my money. Otherwise, I am going to the police.
Right. It's grand theft, Lynette. It's grand theft.
It's real time.
You finally have a case you can win. You finally have one.
You don't even have to bring a case.
Yeah, and you don't have to pay for it. You get the prosecutor to do it for you for free. You finally have a case against.
And you can sue her in the aftermath and get, you know, reclaim anything. I mean, I don't know what they have, but I'm sure they had some. You could at least make them work for you again.
Yep. You finally have a case. Forget all this crap against Jeremy Hales. You have a case against her.
Yep. You could win for once. Yeah. You know?
Go get your money.
The amount, again, they have told you is wrong. I'm sure I get the distinct impression that they have never told you how much money. And you can tell when they talk about it. Sometimes they slip up in the real amounts, you know. You can just see, they won't give you a real amount, but you can see that it's a lot, you know. But threatening to give it to Ray Bone Crusher, holy God, man. Or get us the RV and do the house. She said she was doing the house, yet nothing has been done. And we now have to use a private company, make new blueprints. She said she has the blueprints, by the way. 2L said that last night. She actually has a copy of the blueprints. So, well,
apparently they came with the barn. The blueprints came with, like, when you buy these things, is the barn is like
comes with it like a prefab or whatever.
Yes, it comes with them. So I'm not sure what that story was about the guy who came and walked off with took the blueprints or whatever.
I had to read it. Just
right.
My headphone. I wrapped it around my freaking arm. I was like, Jesus.
Tug's all caught in his headphone wire. Meanwhile, Tug's struggling in the background.
Help me.
Help me. Help.
Look what I've given for you, chat. I'll be like,
all right, somebody needs to chat GPT a Tug avatar tangled up in headphone cords.
Indeed. Make it a lot of headphone cord though. Make it like a jump rope going wrong or something. Yeah, I'm sitting in my swivel chair and I kept swiveling around, and when the kid walked over here, you know, I swiveled over the side. Yeah, I swiveled over backwards to see what she was doing, you know, because I couldn't tell about the thing, and it tangled a little bit. I didn't realize how bad until I swung over to the other side to grab something. And I was like, "Holy crap! I'm tangled up in this."
Speaking of funny ChatGPT, by the way, I was trying to. Grok is it's not ChatGPT. Grok is free for a couple of days if you download the app. He's giving away free video creations, like, so you can take a picture and animate it. And I made this, and I don't know what we're doing, but Grok has this thing where you can animate a picture, and it says it has a fun button. So I chose the fun button just to see what would happen. And this is what happened. And it's so freaking funny. Wait, how do I do this? Oh, share window, maybe? Yeah, here we go. All right. So I wanted to animate this picture. All right. This is what it did. This is so funny.
Yeah. It was like, what?
So I guess this is like we're fighting now. I'm just burning your mask off.
It's like, well, hey, what's awesome is it still maintained half the mask.
I know.
You're like, huh?
This is what you get, by the way, for keeping that picture on the thumbnail that I hate. One of these days,
I caught it in the mouth like one of those fire breathers.
I know.
Yeah. And you still collapsed. You're the one who, like, you're like the one that was like, ugh.
I know you ended up beating me up. It's really weird. I don't know how that happened. I set your face on fire.
Yeah, I think it scared you. You were like, oh my God, he's immune to fire. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
I would say it. I'm going to detour a raider. Give me one time on mute.
Okay. Grok is super fun right now. It really is. That's how I animated the so I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did put up the new song that I made last night that you guys liked about the what did we call it? Scammers scamming scammers. Yeah. But I animated the people, and oh my God, are they funny. So that's the new video. I posted it on my channel today, so you can go and see that. But oh my God, the little animation of them are so freaking funny. I'm looking for it. I know I can. It's in here somewhere.
Do you think David Rickards is going to reach out to this bill? Do you think he'll do it?
Seems like he is. I mean, it seems
he likes public. He likes.
It seems like he's going to do it. I don't know why. Why the hell?
We have never heard. Okay, and again, maybe this will happen. Who knows? But we have never seen him do it without public fanfare. So he won't get it if he just donates to the behind the scenes. The thing I don't understand, again, if you want to do some help, donate. If you want to put an RV, don't give them $6,000 fucking dollars. You give them that RV or whatever. You make sure you provide that, because he keeps saying, well, it's for the kids. Unfortunately, I've dealt with many a situation through mental health. We've seen terrible situations, and unfortunately the child, they get caught in it, but giving to those people doesn't make it better. It doesn't at all. It exacerbates the problem.
Yeah, it does. But we're enjoying the problem as much as we
I mean, hey, at the end of the day, too, if he wants to give money, I mean, I'm sure, like, when they run, it'll be funny too. I'll laugh about it, because they will, when they try to run on the lawsuit, that'll be real bad. That'll be really, really bad. So she kept calling him Michael Velope. Like, I kept thinking like Michael Velcro versus
Velveeta.
Yeah. It's Velope.
Velope. Velope. God, is it funny. So this little animation is so great. Look they're screaming at each other. And the chickens, look at the chickens in the background.
That's funny. That is pretty true to life. That's how they've been acting,
I know.
Now, folks, we're going to go to the let me show you this real quick, though. Now, like I said, we're going to go to the transcript thing, but I want you to understand something, and I've gone ahead and caught this because we will read all of these too. But check this out. She's been on a posting spree. When I say, like, you can just see the regular posts by themselves. Okay, she's already got, in one day, she has 4 main posts. Now, off of those, she has offshoot posts. Now, when I say they're offshoot posts, by the way, I'm not talking about, like, a little bit. I'm talking about, like, somebody, let's see, they give an answer, for example, and she decides to answer, and then answer, and then answer, and then answer.
Oh my Lord!
Yeah. So I mean, she's crashing out there. Yeah, she is definitely
Michael Velope. Michael Velope.
Velobe. Oh my God. It's so much fun. I love the fact that like this stuff is going insane. But she's accomplishing nothing. I know you want to look like the good guy, but look, in this, you've won. You automatically default to you, Michelle. You have won. You don't have to convince anybody you're a good guy. Lisa took your money away forever. You will never get another GoFundMe that will be successful off of those people that gave it to you before. And
Right.
when I'm talking about this too, don't think for a fucking second that because I'm saying that I would help find out about money and stuff. I ain't giving you no GoFundMe. I ain't no way in hell, lady. You know, I'm not helping you out with that stuff. But I think it would be funnier if I helped you in that situation. I think it would be funnier. You know? I do. I think helping, you know, you get a lawyer, you find out how much money was actually there, you force that issue, and also force the issue through, you force contact with the police, but then on top of that, you force the issue and find out how much money there was, because it's an insane amount of money. And you're talking about jailable amounts of money. Like this is big time. This isn't a little joke, especially when you consider, again, the person around them. They come off your money if you came at them hard, whatever's left. I'm thinking the reason they don't come off of it anyway is because it's going to be shameful how much money isn't there. So this is the document we were reading from yesterday. Now this is. It's good. Very. Now, if you missed out on what we're reading here over the last 2 days, we haven't had the meltdown. I mean, I'm expecting something that's going to go tell all pretty soon, because they're going to get to the point. Preston is being accused of being a liar, and Preston is accusing 2L of being a liar. You can see that, and it's going to get really nasty. And it's going to be fun to watch. We'll see. Like maybe Preston, you know what? You could claim those people back if you dropped a big enough bombshell and you expose this piece of shit that stole your money and lied about you. I bet you have a big enough bombshell that you could probably do some real damage. I bet she does. I bet she has some real stuff. You know, we already have the last night we learned that she was screenshotting 2L behind the scenes. So
that's right. Start on the page after this where the orange highlight is. I've done a little bit. There we go. Right there.
Okay. By the way, let me grift for a second too, because I haven't done that.
Oh,
I read 3,000 of you, which is awesome, by the way. You know, again, you definitely, I'm not hyped like garbage hyping. Saturday will be amazing. You really want that. I mean, God, keep an eye out for Hales. It's going to be good. And I'm definitely covering that one. You know, I'm just telling you, we will definitely cover all of that stuff. And there's police reports, which are going to be fun to watch as they come up. We've got, again, calls, you know, we're going to see. But on top of that, there are police reports, and you would not believe. And again, the police, they agree with us. That's the amazing thing. They absolutely agree. This stuff is public record. So,
so when you hear her complaining about they're reading sealed documents, they're breaking federal laws.
She lied, though. I mean, what she tried to do is she tried to target us through her kid, like, which is freaking insane.
Oh my God. You guys know the lengths I go to protect minor children. I redact everything. We do not say names. We do not show pictures. This is just not true. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Well, she was also saying that her child was terrified. And I was like, you know, my child doesn't know. Like when something is horrible
about this stuff.
No, I don't tell them anything that goes on with online. I mean, you hear like, even I've got a raider that comes in. I wear headphones. I have a kill switch for my monitor. You know. Well,
let me correct that. I did have to tell my 19-year-old she got doxxed online.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's
I did have to tell her that.
Person outside of your home.
I did have to let her know that be more
But that's not a
careful.
minor. See, that's
No.
somebody that's outside
Right.
your home,
Mhm.
Like, I figure inside, I also figure an adult could deal with the situation,
Right.
but my child,
But yeah, you shouldn't be talking to your minor children about internet fights.
no. But I mean, the first thing I think is going to come up is going to be hilarious. It's going to be, you're going to be like, oh my God, this is the funniest shit I've ever heard.
Right.
So you definitely, I mean, you're going to love it. I mean, you need to with bated breath. And then of course we will go over that. I'm going over that tonight. I am. So I can't help it. I will redirect people, of course, to that, but my God, it's going to be good. Anyway, so we start with the orange. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Okay. So yes, they did pay for her permits or for her rent at the jewelry kiosk as well. Not once, but twice, because we're trying to lift her up. And the old Robbie did a bunch of crowdfunding donations for profit. So people sent her so much stuff. Stacy, she got her so much jewelry, like beads and stuff and things she could sell. By the way, we were told that we were monsters for saying that people were sending her all of that stock that she's been selling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And
remember that.
we were also told that we shouldn't be saying that, oh, she left it off the bankruptcy paperwork. But here we go. More proof.
Yep.
She has jewelry. She didn't list it.
Yeah.
She didn't list it on the bankruptcy paperwork. Why?
It's amazing. I mean, she's got all this stuff here. Like, she's got a lot of stuff, it says, that she could be selling.
You better blow the whistle on these people before they blow it on you.
Yeah, they're already setting you up to fail. In fact, I am the opinion more and more these days that they set you up to fail in bankruptcy. Bankruptcy was not a delay tactic. Bankruptcy was a way to get you out of their lives.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, really, because they hamstring you. They give bad, they tell you, hey, don't report that. Don't tell anybody about that item that you have there. Oh, you don't really have to report that dog, And so, yeah, you do. You do. But I think they give you the worst advice ever. And again, they would have to be, I can buy the level of ineptitude from some people. Again, Bruce, I have trouble believing that level. It seems malicious to me.
Yeah.
But she talked about she created getting a candle business. Well, I know someone who's doing a candle business. That stuff's not cheap. No, it's not. My auntie used to do a candle business, and yeah, those supplies are not cheap. They actually aren't cheap. they very much aren't. Yeah, especially if you want, and then there's a jewelry thing and this, but see, this is the thing. This is what she's talking about. This is what she's saying, and people are paying attention to what she's saying. That's right, they are indeed. So they're what they're saying is, if you have the money for that, why are you asking for the money for this? Do you understand? This is what's going on. So again, they're complaining about she is the never-ending fundraiser.
Like we've said, it's never enough. She will always want more.
Yep. And if she was bringing, again, what Lynette should do is she'd have to put some effort into it, though. Crank up ye old YouTube. Do her own thing there. Keep the comments on. I mean, here's the thing, Lynette. You could monetize. You could turn the comments on. You would get comments that you don't like, but you don't have to read them. You just leave them there, and that would actually push you in the algorithm. You would get monetized pretty quickly. I guarantee you get that 1,000 people just wanting to watch, and all you need is 4,000 watch hours. Heck, live stream some of your flea market shit.
Anything but the whatever it is she was doing before.
Well, she didn't get, if she would have been smart, she would have taken the momentum that was going on where these people were saying, yeah, we're going to do this or do that. And she would have had the money in her hands. she wouldn't have had an internet. Because again, you can't trust these people. We said it forever. I'm sure they trickle fed you some money, but you didn't get anything there. But this is what's going on. And I'm like, oh my God, you really don't have to tell everybody your whole life. And what, so they want to take away your voice, Lynette? Don't do that. Don't let them do that. You speak all you want, lady. You do it. You post 1,000 posts a day. And I'll make sure that it goes out to the entire world. I will make sure for you. I will give you your voice later. What do you know? You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. See, this reads too easy. That's why I've got to put in the sometimes. Yeah. But at the same time, you're asking for help, but you actually you can take care of yourself if you budget, I mean, yeah. So now, I'm not going to tell people what to do with their money, but it does, when you're putting yourself out there like that, it does question, a lot of questions pop up, Yeah, God, I wish, stop saying yeah, I mean,
Oh
really,
God, that's that she says,
please.
at the end
It's
of every sentence.
Fucking annoying.
Every sentence.
You will
Yeah,
fail at everything.
Yeah, it's like a tick.
It's bad. You learn things about yourself. You learn that you have certain ticks. You have certain words you use a lot. Some of them, like I find funny, and I double down on them. Fascinating.
It's
funny.
I was just gonna say that's fascinating.
Yeah, exactly. I used to say fun times. I never thought about that.
Yep.
That was just that fun times. Fun times indeed. Yeah, but. I didn't think about that, but there were other things in speech that weren't helpful, and I went out of my way to remove them. And it takes effort, but that's the only way you will ever grow.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I did walk in knowing this, and no, she was not grifting for a fence. She was not grifting for a party. She was not grifting for a barn. She in no way did she do that. So if she didn't do that, who did it?
She's going to take all the credit for that. It was all her idea. And Lynette, I guess, didn't even know about any of it. So what kind of charity is that, by the way? If you didn't ask these people what they needed or wanted, and you just decided to do what you wanted to do for them, maybe if you had asked, she would have said she wanted an RV in the first place. Maybe she didn't want any of those things.
Yeah, I mean, did they really? Again, did they really need? You decided a fence, which you lied about, by the way. Banners, come on, you screwed those.
Wasn't even a privacy fence. It only covered the one part of the property. That's not a privacy fence.
Oh my God, that's just you talk about. That's not a fence. That's a failure. That's a song too. That's not a fence. That's a failure.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it is. It's a punchline. I feel like somebody punked me when I saw that thing, especially when they started adding 10 to the top and a big garbage bag catcher. I was like, somebody's really punked. I'm cosmically getting punked because this is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of those. If I were going to try to make a Mad Max movie on a really low budget, that's what it would look like. Oh my God. So, when people are starting to say she grifted for that, no, she didn't, because she didn't ask me anything. Here, you want to pick up?
Yep. No. She didn't ask me for anything. She didn't say, nothing. There was no dry begging. People call it dry begging. There was none of that with me.
Dry begging?
I've never heard of dry begging.
Oh my God. It's trying to still, we talked about alcoholism, and we talked about, being a dry alcoholic. And I think that's it. They're like, really, the real words out there are dry begging. That's what the experts call it. Dry grifting.
Yeah. Dry grifting. Oh, this is so stupid.
Oh my God, I forgot to put up one thing though. So there was one post today. I forgot. I need to find it, because she's calling people degenerates, and she messes up and calls people degeneresses. Like Ellen DeGeneres.
Yes.
You're a bunch of degeneresses. Oh my God! Now that one did crack me up. Oh, fuck it. How can this be real?
Snoozy Q wants to know: is that like dry humping?
Here it is. Here it is. I got to share this real
Phrasing.
fast before I forget about it, folks. Okay. Is that like dry humping? All right, look at this real quick, folks. Sorry, I know I'm breaking it, but I have to show you this here. So she's going on a rant, and I'll read some of this. Like over the week, we get all of these in. But look, here's where this sentence is where it gets so. I'm sad that humanity is what it is, that our world and our people in our world have become so hateful and so degenerate.
Tug and I have been calling each other ridiculous degeneracies all day.
Yeah, you're such a ridiculous degenerate. Oh my God.
Bunch of degeneracies.
Quit your dry begging, Megan. Dry begging, Megan. That's what you need to call yourself. Oh my God. This stuff is amazing. But yeah, degeneracies. So between ridiculous and degeneracies. Oh my God. I kind of am loving this part. You know, there's so I was telling Megan this. It was like, it's going to take weeks to catch this shit up. And that assumes everything stands still, which it doesn't ever. I mean, right now, in this moment, we had a Robbie filing. The Robbie filing, it was pro se, even though he's been trying to raise money for a lawyer. He got money out of that. He's still filing pro se. And it's basically, I didn't get served, you know. And the judge is like, okay, well, you have 7 days to respond, telling Randy, which is typical. You know, you're going to have 7 days to respond. But we haven't even laughed at that thing yet because this is funnier. This is better.
Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
There was none of that with me. It started off as a party. You guys know that it started off as a party. This is what I meant in my first comment, that I don't think it came out of the way. I mean, I assume she's standing there with her hand up. No, see, guys, and this is why I said, like, you have to remember, I do know PR. I do know publicity. Oh, so now she's PR again. I do know how people felt when all this happened. I know that people didn't want to go to a GoFundMe, but felt more secure knowing there was going to be a party, knowing they could buy gifts via Amazon, you know, and that, you know, it wasn't going to be spent elsewhere. So she's saying she's not trustworthy. People didn't want to give it right to her. It was going to be spent on exactly what would, you know, and then they trusted me to, you know, to do these projects.
This is terrible too, in a way, because you've taken what was a thing that directly did give to the kid, right? And you've turned it into an F Michelle thing, you know?
Yep.
So it's taken away any positivity. Again, they have done more damage to LP. They threatened us forever that they were going to try to get a lawsuit together. They've done more damage in the last month to LP than any type of expose or exposure, us reading anything, the truth could ever do. Because their lies that they put together, and then they rip the cover out, and they're like, actually, she's just like everybody said before.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. So they could buy gifts. It wasn't going to be spent elsewhere. I had to do these projects, which I did. A quarter of the barn is done because of me. It is?
Wait, where? No.
Where?
Yeah, they already had. We saw the pictures of everything. What?
What you mean a pile of lumber, 2 toilets in boxes, and a countertop or an island is a quarter of the way done? The most of the barn is the work. So, but the materials are there. No, there's some materials. So that lumber doesn't look like enough to frame the whole thing.
They messed up. Look, this right here. Like, this is where it gets good because they won't tell people, why isn't someone a contractor?
Yeah, look at this. This is so good. So, I mean, it's all there, but I can't. I'm not a framer. My husband's not. If my husband was a framer and had a license to do it, this shit would have been done. You know what I mean? Done. But Gabe is not. He's not a contractor, which is kind of funny when they keep bringing up his, his problem that he had in court.
I thought that was fake.
No. My husband is not a contractor. Yeah, because he's not a contractor, but he was doing contracting work without a license, and that's why he got arrested.
Yeah, he was targeting elderly. Again, you're really taking a real chance with this because the buzzwords you put together, they are real in the fact that this is an elderly woman. And this elderly woman, she had a lot of money that you put together. You promised her that you would build things. You did not deliver. And you have that guy with his quote unquote problems, they have set up, again, all it needs is a phone call. I really, like I said, I've never pursued. I debated it one time. I talked about I'm going to the police with it, and I guess I can talk about this now for just a second. So instead of going to the police about that, I thought, you know what, this shit, let it roll, let it ride how it is, because fuck it, it's going to get bigger. These people are going to get comfortable. They're going to grift more money. They're going to take the problem, their culpability, their liability up higher. So they're going to go into another level of crime with this stuff if they keep going. And they're going to piss off enough people that maybe they will report it. Because ultimately, I figure it's a bigger shit show now. And I like watching the shit show. And these are scammers. I hate it for the people that they got grifted. They got stolen from. But at the same time, they didn't, we went out and we put out everything there. And these people did not want to hear it. We told them.
We tried to warn you guys. We did. We really did. We tried to say, your money's not going to be well spent. But it's a hard lesson to learn. But hopefully now you've learned it. And if you did give money to this and you want to report it, you can.
You should.
And you should.
You should. Because, I mean, again, these people, they've done it before. The problem is, why do you think they need to vilify Preston so badly, too? Because they're doing two things at one time. They're vilifying Preston and they're trying to turn the page to lips. If they can manage both of those, then maybe they can walk away with the money. They walk away clean. But,
so if you want to just skip to the orange, I narrowed it down to be a little quicker.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Wait.
There you go. Yeah, back up to the sentence. There you go.
I think the Facebook peeps started shit. I think people, Michelle talking more and more people, and they're all getting in their, is that her effing head? Wow.
I think so.
And especially when it comes to, her suing me thing. She has no standing, but whatever. She can do whatever she wants. Oh, yeah, she very much has standing. She doesn't even have to sue you. She doesn't. She doesn't have to at all. But what she does is she goes to law enforcement. She reports it. The money absolutely was raised in her name. That will cause something. And then after law enforcement gets done, because y'all stole quite a bit of money from this old lady, then she can go after you civilly. That's the way it'll go. So she has a slam dunk case against these people. It's always the opposite when they're like, "Oh, she didn't have a case." She does. She actually does.
Yeah.
I've been telling her she has cases before and she didn't, but now she does. And they're like, "You don't have one for sure." Now she's spewing a bunch of shit, and she's telling people things that she really shouldn't be telling, but she's doing it on purpose. And now she's trying to threaten me, and threatening me is not going to help her. I can promise you guys that. That's a threat right there. No, definitely not. So, because I'm literally ready to, my hands are in the air. And I'm waving them like I don't care. With an almost as high as I can get them. I'm out. You understand?
I'm out.
I'm out totally. And I'm out thing is literally me saying one or two things are going to happen, and that's it. That's it. Because this has gone on too long, and I will be damned if somebody's going to sit here. The person I'm helping is going to sit here and attack me. You remember the attack, by the way, is asking about the money. That's what she did. Out of everything that Preston has ever done in this situation, it wasn't an attack. Mm-hmm. That's the crazy. She just wanted an accounting of her money. Oh my God. So, put it this way, okay? Someone says something, then she seems to come back and say, "I think Lisa for that. I think Lisa for that." But that's okay. When she goes and makes those nasty ass posts about me, right? Yes, it is what we're saying. She plays that's the game. She's putting up posts, and you can see the call out in it. But then she's like, "I love Lisa. I'm never calling her out." She's basically saying, "I'm going to dry roast you, fat ass, if you don't come off my money." Until she's questioned, someone says, "What the hell is wrong with you?" And then she says, I don't know how to fix it. Please stop posting this crap, right?" And she leaves it up there. Why is she leaving it up there? Attention, positive or negative. It's attention. What? Didn't we say all these kind of things?
Yes, all of them.
Now again,
and when you say no to her, that she starts attacking, that she,
she's the victim.
that she wants people to pay for her entire life. She won't pay for anything herself. That she's an unwise spender. Yeah, I've said all these things. Yes.
It's so amazing. Again, we have, like I said, we have this transcript, and then God, the stuff that popped off yesterday. Between these are just, it's amazing stuff.
I know.
I couldn't believe that they said all of this stuff out loud. What's going on here and there? Jerry, wondering if she's even allowed the framers to get in work. Well, there you go. There's another question. How would the framers get in there and work when you've got the money?
Well, she's saying even if I hired them, we don't even know if she'll let them come in there to do the work. It's just another excuse not to actually use the money or use the, to do it. Reason why she can't do it.
I like this part actually down here too. So she was talking about, so it goes on and she's like, and she's talking about a trust. We're going to put it in trust. She did this to herself. She not only did this to herself, she's done it to John, and she's done it to HG. Because she needs to have a voice. Well, this is what her voice is. So I don't know what else to say. You did this to your children. You did it. You deserve this. Isn't that amazing? Here's the Jeremy thing, right? We were talking about with the people asking, is Jeremy right? Oh, so good. Are you saying Jeremy was right? No. I'm not saying Jeremy was right. I'm saying she's making it look like he is. What doesn't that mean he's right then?
Yeah, then he's right. And also, boy, does that take away any claims of her defamation, because how can it be defamatory if this is what everybody thinks of you?
With her PR, again, people who built their website, they can damn well try to claim that they never were. And now that they're trying to distance because they got burned, they can try to say, we never had that. But they built the websites for it. They put it together. It's amazing, by the way, to go back and to look at the structure of everything like 7 months ago, or go back to Christmas, right in there. Look at all the players that were involved and look what's happened now. Bruce, where is Bruce? Bruce, are you in Armenia? Is that what's happening, buddy? Because there's some interesting posts about that. But I digress. Ray can't figure out if he's in or out. And I'm not talking about the wife thing. Again, no ill will toward her. But you saw I'm totally done. I'm disconnecting from her. Fuck her, basically.
Right.
Then you have 2L. She's doing the same. I'm not. And when 2L did it, you noticed all these other chumps, they all fall in line. That's amazing to me. I cannot imagine one person saying this is how things are. You notice everyone from Stupid Dave on, they all fell in line. Like now it's all about lips. It ain't about Preston doesn't matter. But they got themselves sued over this bullshit. Right. It blows my freaking mind. It's fun to watch, but it still blows my mind.
Get the popcorn.
Oh, here, you want to hit
It's going to get better. Yeah. People sent boxes for Michelle of, some necklaces, crystals, beads, jewelry making stuff. I mean, she got so many cool things. you dream to have that kind of stuff in. So yeah, so many cool things that she could make, she could sell, you know, a lot. You're 100% right. I don't know if you read this comment. It says no one here gifted any money to go to MP, JC, or HG. It was not for like them to get cash and put in the. Here's the thing: they could have easily sent it directly to them. Yep, if they wanted them to have cash money, they would have sent it to them or their GoFundMe. Michelle still had a GoFundMe. Yeah, she did. Maybe not the whole time, actually, because she was going to create a new one. And I'm like, you have so many that's up there, you know? Yeah, but it would have been easy enough to find her, too.
She totally had a GoFundMe the whole time. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. No, well, yeah, she did. No, she didn't. What the fuck? Yeah, I mean, they're trying to split hairs about this thing. They're trying to play the game of, again, it's my money. It's actually my money. You know, it was never given to her. It was given to me. It's craziness, man.
Mm-hmm.
She's whine. I love some of the whining, even in this stuff. You know, it's all that. You know, I never bought a car. A car. Come on, I never got phones, computer stuff. Oh yeah, I never got any of that stuff you sell me with. I love it. Oh my God. I never in a million years thought there was going to be any kind of, you know, PayPal, like, yeah, you know, I mean, yeah. People were going to send super. I never expected anything. This all was created while we were alive, you know, the only sent you everything. Only thing I did offline was to see it was possible how much our fence panels is possible we could get a fence done. And in doing the fence, it was asked about the gift cards. You could send gift cards through Lowe's because that's where we're going to get the fence. Why did I do it that way? So that people knew where the money was going. What a bunch of bullshit. Now they knew where the money, then be transparent. How much did everything cost? You know?
Right.
Oh my God.
It's not that hard.
It wasn't going to be cash, but it became cash. You know? Because what you're saying, it wasn't going to be cash, you know what I mean? But people did eventually end up sending cash. So they did send cash. They sent cash. They ended up sending more money. And when it came to changing the fence panels and the posts, no, it was not all paid for gift cards. The gift cards ran out. It was more money than the gift cards we got, but we got them almost all of it. Wait, so the fence was almost paid for with a gift card? Wow. I want to say, okay, we're talking $6,000. We had 5
wow.
there. So the 20th grand fence they've been trying to sell you, they told you now it's 6. We already had 5. Okay. So if we go with their math right there, that's $1,000 off of their fucking $100,000 spree.
Wow.
Yeah. No $20,000 to bury off of that. 1,000. Huh. So you know what I mean in gift cards. So she's saying again, we had 5,000.
5 or 6 to 20 grand.
Oh, yeah. Well, how did it go from 3 to 5 or 6 to 20? You know, and they adopted that shit.
This again, it was not all paid for in gift cards. The gift cards ran out. It was more money than the gift cards we got, but we got them almost all of it. I want to say we're talking $6,000. We had 5 in gift cards.
Yeah,
we had a lot of gift cards. And this part is weird too. She says, I still have every one of them. They didn't take them from me. They just scanned them.
Yeah, she's saying that the dead gift cards, although weirdly enough, they didn't give them digital gift cards.
So let me get this straight. Yeah, they got hard.
They got fit. Everything was a hard copy.
And then she complains that she had to sit there and scratch them all off. And it was like, well, wait. And then you gave those digitally to Lynette and John, and they bought the stuff for the fence? Is that how that worked?
I think it's amazing. We're told now, again, they tried to sell the idea that it costs thousands of dollars out of cash. But now they're like, no, it costs $1,000. Okay, well that's even worse. By their totals again, 1,000 off. And what else was there? We got our fencing, or rather, we got our lumber. We got a countertop, 2 toilets, and we got HG Christmas. HG Christmas, by the way, there's no fucking way that they spent a dime. We saw that thing. That was a money influx, big time. Presents, they all came rolling in. There is no way they were spending money on that. They had plenty come in for that thing. So the whole sales thing was that all this other stuff cost so much money, and now we're down to 18 grand. This really does damage to that total. Again, even if we went with the one person alone, $56,000. Okay, we bounce out $1,000, $55,000. Even if we're being, even if we're being just wild about it, and we say, okay, the other materials, I think it's very nice to say $15,000 on the lumber. Again, there's not that. I went back and looked at the pictures for the lumber and stuff. There's not that much there. $15,000 is being way over nice for that. But let's just call it $15,000. We're down to $40,000 there. Okay, so then you, again, HG Christmas, there is no way that cost anything. But they're telling me somehow between all of this, I just thought that one person, another $22,000 somehow falls away. How?
How?
Mom,
Hey, what's up, girl? I hear you coming. What's up?
Sissy's talking to someone in the room at this light in the chili puzzle. Mom's room and some Pop-Tarts that maybe I like, but I need to get them from Mom's room, but Mom's door is closed and Sissy and me can't get in.
Oh my goodness. Well, we'll talk about it later. Okay, we'll see about them. Okay, I will check on them later. All right, we'll see what kind of Pop-Tarts are around. All right.
I think they're good, and maybe the strawberry.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, you're just thinking about them. You're like, strawberry Pop-Tarts. I don't know. They may not be pop. There may not be anything there. Period. But here, I got to read this.
No, I sold them for real. Mom's lights were on, and I sold them.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll check it. Give me a kiss though. Here. Well, no, don't you jump with your face like that. You end up smashing your face into my cheek. All right. Go upstairs though. Here, let us read this. Okay.
Can you paint other balls?
Huh? Yeah, I'm gonna paint some of those later. Maybe this weekend if you're good. No, this week if you're good, maybe we can paint them silver and stuff. You're gonna run into that speaker.
Yeah. And blue.
Yeah. Well, we'll see about it. Okay. We'll go look for some Sharpies to paint with and stuff. Okay. If you're good, I'll let you help me out with it. Okay. Okay. All right. I saw some Pop-Tarts. They're hiding in this room I can't get to. I know I spied them in there. By the way, you know what Sissy's doing? Oh my God. She's in her room and I can hear her talking. I think she's talking to somebody. She's not, by the way. She's playing a game. She's probably laughing about something. But
next time she comes back, I have something to show her.
Okay.
I've been working on our yoga session. Look at it.
That's funny.
Look at it. And you're being silly as usual.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's about.
Look at how good the girls are doing. Look at
amazing. Look at how amazing I am. Look at that. I'm very steady on my foot.
I like how I'm scowling at you.
That's so funny. God. So they bought an outside heater, huh? Let's see. So they bought. So she went into. I bought an outside heater too. I mean, they go through all this stuff. They're telling you about things they bought. Like when you go through the transcripts, they start talking a lot about money, and you start seeing a lot of stuff that isn't claimed. That's not that. I'm like, well, that's interesting. I'm curious too. They talk about just like the property tax thing. Remember, she paid for it. Oh wait, no, it came out of the money. She didn't pay for it. So I wonder, is that where my $22,000 I'm missing in my mind? Did he go for things like outside heater? Yeah, that cost $6,000. Let's see too. She's telling people I have all the gift cards. I have all the the notices that come from Amazon. I have those still sitting here on here. Wow, still in the Amazon bag. Tons of them. They picked up tons of them.
Mhm.
That's fascinating. I could go count them. She's like, there are lots of notes, crafting stuff, a lot of people that she's going through. Well, let's see. And then they talk about product. People are going to say, and then they're Michelle. Well, she blocked this lady. She had $200 worth of things, but she blocked her. Oh my God. I just, again, they talk about only me too. Yeah, I thought that was, she didn't know who only me was. I believe he was under the David name the whole time. So, she didn't know who he was. They kept it from contacting him. That's amazing to me.
I bet they did that on purpose. Oh, and there is something in here about how, oh yeah, it's right here, that she kept talking about Harley, and he said something to her in the chat to stop talking about Harley, and she got all mad and she left and got pissed off. But she said something before she left, and I'm thinking, oh my God, you have no idea, because he was anonymous at the time. He didn't want anybody knowing who he was. And I'm like, oh my God, she has no idea who she just pissed off.
See, that's amazing to me. And again, so she treated him like shit, and he's still on board.
Yeah,
and
from the beginning.
But he knows that these people, and again, he's like, this is what amazes me. He's seen how all of these weirdos treat other people. He's watched from go. He's been giving so much evidence of their behaviors. And what's he do? Oh no, got to still fund him, because he has some kind of hate boner with Jeremy Hales. It's some kind of weird hate boner. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess that's your prerogative again. But man, just because you don't like a person doesn't mean your money's going to a good cause. I don't know how good to make. Again, even if you again, you dislike me, fine. Some of the people who do not like me, they are terrible fucking human beings. There's some awful people. If you start backing just based on not liking a person, you're going to run into some pretty hot garbage. And you would think that would already been pointed out. Yeah, this whole thing, this is so funny. All of that's actually pretty funny. Talking about how negative things go. I think we just wanted to realize the support that she had here. And because she got a couple of ideas in her head, or wasn't getting her own way, she started acting a fool, and you can't do that. Yeah, you can't. You can't act like yourself, lady. You start doing things that 2L didn't want, like posting in her chat. You notice that the posts they complained about too, we would go through and we'd laugh about some of them, but you know what they weren't? They weren't negative toward 2L. It's just that 2L wanted to control every single thing that she did and said, because if she was her voice, then any money that rolled in, it was also to 2L. She 100% pro.
Look at Felicia here, learning who she is and what she does, which is exactly what Jeremy Hales has said. Look at this, because she got a couple of ideas in her head, or wasn't getting her own way. She started acting a fool. Well, you're finding out who she is.
Yeah, like people are still wanting to support her. No, they're not. You made sure they didn't. You fucking made sure. You were like, fuck them. And again, I would have done that. I did that from go. So I'm not complaining about not supporting Preston. She's not on the right side of it. But I didn't tell people that were attached to me to support her to $100,000. God, all that money, man. It blows my mind. Like I wish it would have gone to. There are so many people out there in need. There are families. Yeah. They could have changed multiple people's lives.
So much money. And where did it go? Yeah, I need somebody to find out how much lumber was there. Lynette, you need to be asking how much money was spent on the materials that they gave you. how much were those 2 toilets? Like, what are the make and models of them? Let's find out. Like, how much are they? How much is the lumber? How much lumber is there? What kind of lumber is it? What did it cost? Because he gave $56,000. There is no way that pile of lumber, 2 toilets, and a kitchen island was anywhere near $56,000. There's no way. What is the total of the materials they actually gave you, and what is the amount that should be left over from 56 grand? Even if we take the taxes out of it, right? I mean, I don't know what the taxes would be, but let's say, I don't know what taxes are on gifts. Anybody?
Well, on top, I mean, again, here's a wonderful piece of knowledge to all you YouTubers or wannabe YouTubers out there. You know, you do a certain thing like you maximize write-offs. You can have everything from but for example, I have an entire floor of my home that's dedicated. This is my office space. At 100%, you can hear people walk in and out of the door. It's closed off. That means I get to write off this space in my home. I get to write off all cell phones that we own, you know, and all this other stuff. So you could take out a heavy amount of that money, you know, if they were doing it properly. How did they claim it? I don't know. I would love to see proof that they pay taxes on it, though. Because for the longest time they said they weren't, you know.
That's right. Well, most likely, I mean, if she has set something aside for taxes, because it would be next year's taxes. It wouldn't be this year. It wouldn't have been 2024. Well, some of it would have been.
No, they got the big money from
in November,
last November, December. Yeah, that's what.
So it would be next year.
No, it'd be.
It would have been this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I will say.
Well, they kept saying they didn't pay taxes on it, so I would be very surprised if that happened.
There is no way, though, that pile of materials, 2 toilets, and a counter and some wood cost 56 grand.
Not a lot of wood. It's not a lot at all. And again, we keep going back to this one total. That's just because we're playing with that one person's total. That is one part. Let's say every other dollar, which this no way happened, but let's say every other dollar went to taxes. Okay, we still had $56,000. Because, and with that, again, $1,000 for fence. That's what they just told you. On top of that, you have the materials and stuff. Well, like I was saying, being really nice about it. Let's call it 15 grand just to make it easy. We're still at $40,000 here. All right, so. HD Christmas, they're telling you we just went over it. They had tons and tons of gift cards. They had money flowing in and more. That thing paid for it. So there's no way they paid out of pocket. So we have a discrepancy just from that amount of $22,000. Where did that go? I guess it's and again, it's going to be fun watching them blow up on each other, and try to figure it out.
It's already been fun. It's been fun already.
So they did the 58 gift cards. That's exactly what this screenshot noted. 58.
Yeah.
Right. The one we brought up. 58 gift cards. And each of these, when I paid for the fence, I had to sit down with the guy, pulled them out of the cards. They came in like a big, not big. They came in like a big, little envelope thing. And you have to take the cards out, scratch them off one by one. I had to get paid $500,000. No, and you know what? They so didn't want to do it. So I sat there and I scratched each one of these suckers off. Oh my God, poor you. Poor you had to scratch off a fucking thing, Mm-hmm. My kids would have been like, "Oh God, let me do it, please." No, it's so whiny.
But you know what I think is I think is strange about the scratching off and the digital, making them digital. I'm wondering if they sold some of them for cash.
I wondered that right from go. Yeah,
Because if you notice, like I'll tell you guys, I'm addicted to that scam phishing thing on YouTube, and it's always the gift cards.
Oh my God. I want to mention something real fast. Okay. This totally, I want people to, I posted this on Twitter. You've got to see this case. Okay. 60-plus-year-old, there's a 13-year-old girl. There's been a guy in contact with her, 63 years old. There was, let's just say,
I know
terrible
this
things.
story.
Yeah,
I know this story.
63 years old. He gets arrested. Father calls in because, again, I'm just going to say terrible things. He gets arrested. 43 felony counts he's facing. Well, it turns out he's a police chief. This happens in Arkansas.
Terrible things with minors.
Yes, 13-year-old. Yeah.
but
So,
again, other
63.
minors too, not just her. There were others.
So he's facing 43 felony counts. Now, he has friends in law enforcement, the judicial system. He ends up getting a very low bond, no monitoring whatsoever, none. So what does he do? Well, through a series of, again, there's a video on Lackluster. Lackluster is a great channel. I like their police procedure stuff. They do a good job of exposing things. But 2 videos ago, they talk about this, and it's crazy. So the girl that the 13-year-old that a lot of this is centered around, where the police call comes in, she's disappeared. And the father of the girl who called all of this in, he notices that she's missing, and he notices that this vehicle he thought he recognized had been driving around his neighborhood. He thought, that's that guy, So he goes out. Sure enough, he finds the vehicle. His kid is in the vehicle with this guy. So high-speed chase erupts. Now, when you look at this, guy's facing 43 felonies, all of that, he's going to disappear this kid. There's no way that's not going to happen. This guy's ex-law enforcement. So high-speed chase ends up, the father ends up running the car off the road instead of losing it. You have whatever happens in the aftermath, and let's just say he ends this piece of garbage. All right. Well,
he's not breathing anymore.
Yeah. So the court system, they decide that they're going to charge this guy for ending this dude. And what they do right away is they put in a gag order that is so unconstitutional. The appeals court actually knocks this down, but it's so unconstitutional that the way it reads, the appeals judges talking to their staff about it would have been a violation of the way it's written.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, it
sounds
so
like Judge Grudge.
Yeah. So they end up knocking that down. And now people are able to, find out more about this. But it is the most insane garbage because this small town, they don't want to admit they allowed this to happen.
Yeah.
And, they're protecting themselves now. So they're trying to end this guy. And it's bad business. I know that's not what this, but we talk about kids, and we talk about going to bat for kids. Well, that's exactly what happened there, and again, people should look at I posted links to it and everything. It's right on the top of my Twitter. You should look it up. I thought that
I think the guy's last name is Spencer.
I'd have to look his name up. I can't remember.
It's Spencer, Adam Spencer or Aaron Spencer. It's going to be a huge case. I can't believe they're going to go forward. I can't believe they're going to go forward.
There's no way. Again, they dropped it. He's going to have one hell of a case.
We should give him a medal. We should give him a medal.
Actually, there should be people protesting that courthouse every fucking day because of what they did. Because they let this guy get 43 felonies against a child.
Other children too, not just his child, other children. Then he comes and kidnaps your child from your house,
but
and you don't have a right to end that guy? Are you kidding me?
No monitoring. How do you let that
happen?
Brah.
There's gonna be you thought Karen Reed had protesters? Wait.
I'll go there myself.
I'll go there myself too.
These mofos want to go that route. I will go there. That will be one. I will protest that fucking place myself. I will make sure, these.
That's crazy.
God, man. Fuck Arkansas. They want to act like that. That's one of the problems with small town and corruption.
Yep.
And they did not want anybody to be able to talk about it. The gag order wasn't imposed to keep people from talking about the quote unquote victim, because you see that the victim is the real victim is the child. in this. It's not the person who got ended. It was to not talk about the incompetency of this court. God, I hate this dude.
Wow.
Anyway, I know that was a terrible diversion, but still, I did want to mention that. So, you have the band, this says, she said she would like to, I'd like my banner and everything. I don't feel right. If she isn't speaking to Lisa, why would Lisa send it to someone that has caused her to be sued? It's funny to see these questions come in about banners and about not wanting to help out. Look, why would you send the money? Why would Lisa send money to someone that caused her to get sued? Actually, Lisa caused herself to get sued.
Has anybody actually seen these banners? Do they even exist?
We saw what was supposed to be them. Remember that one time we saw the photograph of like a couple?
Yeah.
Things, but again, that assumes that we weren't getting played by some, again, I could whip you up an AI image that looks like they're sitting on somebody's front porch if you wanted it.
Right.
But they raise money off of those. I mean, again, you have a memorial that has been grifted out. And they also say if they ever do promote the memorial, you know what they're going to do with that too? They're going to put it right back to that spot. Not to go in and not to talk about, commemorate the person that was there and commemorate their life. Nope. They're going to put it on a contested piece of property so it'll annoy Jeremy Hales.
Can we talk about the memorial, by the way, and what is happening on Facebook with the memorial? Because you guys are killing me.
God, that is amazing.
You are killing me with the memorial. This is so funny. So you guys, the memorial, I watch So You Don't Have To has been asking like every day, where's the memorial? Where's the memorial? And then the Facebook page, the anti or whatever it is. I don't even know what you call it. The What the Hales. That's not really.
I call it the quote unquote fan page. And when I say that, it's a backhanded comment, because it's overwhelming. I mean, there are people that are indeed fans there, but it is overwhelmingly spammed by people like Paint Chips and Darth Touch and Lips and all these
this is happening, and it's so funny. So a bunch of people on this page have been posting where it's bench, and they've been placing it in a bunch of different
places
on the Nile. Where's Waldo?
I like the Where's Waldo one. I thought that was really funny. Yep.
There's just, I mean, it's so funny. There's one that's like in hold on, let me get to the photos. Oh, this one. I love this one. It's on a milk carton. Have you seen the bench?
Oh my God, that's amazing.
It's so good. And there's like one with a sphinx or with the pyramids. It's so funny. You guys are cracking me up with this. Here it is with the sphinx.
Yeah, I like great. I thought that one was really funny too. The memorial. It
took the long route,
Somebody needs to take that thumbnail that you like and put it on the memorial bench.
Wait, I like this one. Timo had to find alternate transportation.
Oh my God, that's funny. That's beautiful.
The bench
people when they're given something, they laugh about it. Yeah, create
Stonehenge.
Oh, you know what would be better with Stonehenge? You should have like a bunch of benches that are set up on their sides. You call it like bench hinge or something.
This one on a whale coming by whale mail.
Oh my God, that's funny.
There's so many.
Well, how many months has it been now? Like,
God, so many. Didn't they start that immediately after the barndominium grift? That it was.
I don't remember the exact. Does anybody know right when that started? By the way, does anybody know the exact? Or not? Maybe not the exact date, but narrowing it down to like a week or something. Because I don't remember exactly when the memorial grift kicked off. So I'm curious, like what the date on that is. If somebody could
I don't remember either. But look at the girls helping you get into Downward Dog.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Oh, that's so nice, man. That is. I hate to say I am fatter than that now. And one of the things would be there would be a shorter one of the kids, and she would be laughing.
I
and smacking
tried
my
to
belly.
make her. I tried to make her shorter, and it won't listen to me.
She'd be smacking at my belly. She'd be like, you know. Yeah. So Janice said, 2L had shown a couple of banners. Said the ones that should be given to people who ordered one or two or so. So then when she ignored all the memorial questions the night of the transcript here, she apparently bounced over every question that brought that up. That's amazing, isn't it?
Amazing.
Well, they know. I mean, they have ran into something that it's bad. Like they are cornered on a subject, and it's we're not just talking about it's so bad. Like they use deceased individuals. They've used a little kid to grift up. Next, they're gonna try to use this mentally ill person. Watch, and guardianship and more to try to get another grift going. It's fucking crazy, man. God, I hate these people.
It's funny how they've all kind of found each other, and all of these people have something in common, which is taking advantage of elderly or disabled people.
Indeed.
And the thing about Leslie and her husband, Lips and her husband, they do that too. They're taking advantage of disabled and elderly people in guardianships who they're promising they're going to get out, and then they do lackluster bullshit work, and those people don't have a chance with them. That is predatory. That is predatory. Whether they mean to or not, whether they know they're bad lawyers or not, it doesn't really matter. They are taking advantage of people who are high risk.
So I have not really sat down and read. There are two banks that they went after, with process servers, which was mentioned in that one document we had.
Right.
That the accusations they make, holy crap. They're like, they're talking about business. Just listen to this one paragraph here. I'll pull up the whole document one day. We'll go over it, but just listen to the accusations. At no point was a business card or any tangible document left to notice the plaintiff, who this woman, the process server, was prior to the woman showing up over the summer at the plaintiff's home. They had just received a quick threat and a boom threat, let's say, from a disgruntled colleague, which has its own case, which we should look up too, who had left the county for a time and had to be back in town. Additionally, the plaintiff had quick threats received in writing against their kids after the wife had fired an employee whom she later discovered had an extensive criminal background. Thus, plaintiff and the kids feared this woman could be related to either of those. So again, they always use the same tact. It always loops back around. Yep. She managed, even though it has nothing to do with this process server, she has linked them to all types of terrible threats,
Mm-hmm.
We didn't do because we thought. And they definitely are going to have some real problems with these banks. These banks are going to be, they're pissed. Like you piss off some of a major financial institution, they have the ability to come after you and just keep coming after you.
Yep. They've got big teams of lawyers.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a screw up. It was a dumb one.
Which is probably why they have 13 law firms after them for sanctions.
I mean, that's so crazy. I like
it's not
some of
surprising.
This here. Maybe she just doesn't get along with certain people. You know what I mean? Yeah. Jeremy's probably one of them. That's probably how they start. So they're putting the blame on her here. Yeah,
she
did.
Doesn't get along with certain people. Are they going to become Jeremy Hale's fans again? That would be really funny.
Well, they keep trying to double back. They're like, they don't deserve this. But then they talk about how they lie and they're shitty and they're terrible folks. I love it. And they're trying to redemption arc John for some reason, which is very bizarre. Because John had a lot of bad things to say about them too, which I think is funny. One day they'll remember that and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I hate that fucker."
Well, if they think that Cook is going to split from Lynette, they are mistaken.
Oh, they are very mistaken.
Those
When she's
two
talking to
are
Cook, she's
very
talking to,
connected.
yeah, when she's talking to Cook, she's talking to Lynette, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. John and Lynette are a team, and they are going to stay a team. They are definitely enmeshed.
Yeah, the answer, I believe, to why does she allow him to, or why does he allow her to say all these terrible things all the time? Because it's part of their grift, you know? She
Yeah,
gets
they
to
have
play the
an
victim.
understanding. Whether they fight a lot or not doesn't matter. If he didn't want to be there, he wouldn't be there. And he's been there for the long haul.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to be there for the long haul.
Of course. I mean, they're dealing with it. Like I said, they're dealing with a team there. Lynette will get tired of them shitting on her or ignoring her. You know, they can't walk away either because, again, they're walking away. You know, if they were walking away clean and there was no money or anything between them, plus they keep talking about going on the property, they're going to build somehow in some way. They're going to get access to someone else's land that doesn't want them there. They've said that. And they're going to do whatever they want. No, that's not how that works. You know, oh, it's so crazy. So let's see. There was never a fundraiser created. There actually was fundraising done, but no, they never did a proper fundraiser because a proper fundraiser would tell you how much money. That's the problem there. There's never anything like that. It just happened the same way the memorial just happened. The same way the survey just happened. The same way, Ray, just happened. What happened with Ray? You know, I know they took money. It's weird that they admit they grifted off of Ray, by the way.
Yeah.
It's so weird. It was talked about and boom, there it was. The same way the pool for the attorney happened. Oh, you mean the bankruptcy one that you lied to people about? No, that didn't just happen. That was a PayPal pool set up. You can't just say people sent money and boom, it happened. That's not what happened at all. They set up a fundraiser and they promoted it. So that actually did have a fundraiser. And you know why it did? Because Bruce set it up. Bruce doesn't want financial culpability with it. He knew better. So he set it up properly. He worded it in a way that, again, is not going to cause him any problems. But you can't pretend that just happened. What liars, man. It was just talked about, it just happened. It just came up. It was kind of created in the chat, Right. It just happened. My God, man, these people. Let's see what else we got. The framer stuff, by the way, you'll see a lot of things we move past with the framer. There's going to be a lot of that comes up later, and it's going to be amazing with another one. She's saying too, I took money out to pay taxes because she didn't do that either. Well, how could she take money out because you didn't give it to her?
Right. How?
How could
she pay the taxes if you didn't give her any money? And you keep saying you didn't give her any money. None of this makes any sense.
Well, she's gotten paid 3 times.
I think she means if she's sticking to I never gave her any money, then she means she had 3 payments because there were 3 months and she got 3 payments from the state for her usual Social Security, disability, food stamps, all that stuff.
She's supposed to pay $2,500 out of her
No, she found out she could make payments. So she expected her to take some of her money that she got from the government and start making payments to the engineer. In lieu of
using the money that is set aside.
That was given to her for that. Yeah. Well, Lisa's trying to say that it wasn't. It's not. It's just for the barn. But the barn, how can you separate that from the permit required to do it?
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. How can you claim that that's not part of the barn? That doesn't make sense. Like there's no world where the engineer, again, where permits, all of this stuff is somehow separated. It is all part of the project. You have to have permits to build. You have to have, you don't want to bring in law. You would think too, these people, of all the problems that they've had with law enforcement as well, they would want to be like, yeah, maybe we do want a permit. You know, they wouldn't do anything in their grift that would attract law enforcement, you know, in their discussion. Again, you know, with this, let's be clear too, nothing is taking place. So when we're talking about permits are hypothetical, you know, the real reason is they don't want to come off $1 and they have it. You know, when they talk about taking out money to pay tax, they didn't say they paid money.
No, it says I took out money to pay the tax.
And she's paying taxes on it as it's her money too. She's not turning it over to Lynette Preston to pay taxes either.
Right.
She's treating it as if it's her own money.
But she has said that it's her money to do with as she sees fit.
I mean, it's wild, man. You know.
Yeah.
I love it there. All her bad mouthing is just getting her deeper. It's getting her deeper in with no help. No. And I think she's mad that someone else has control of it. Huh.
Well, yeah, who wouldn't be? You said you were going to build her barn. You collected all this money to do it. You had tens of thousands of dollars, and then it didn't get done.
These are trash human beings, man. I'm going to read a couple more things, and then I'm going to end for tonight. I mean, we've done a lot. There's a bunch of it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's also an issue with the fact that someone else is in control of it and not her. And that person happens to be me. Oh, my God. Yeah, she said last night, too, that Michelle has asked her for money for this or that. And she said no. And then she was like, Michelle wants to borrow money from me all the time. She's begging me for money all the time. and I'm like, wow, you know, she does. Again, she does have money. She's been put, like you said last night, I think people need to look at it like this. She has been put in a faux guardianship.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't that make you mad?
She's put in an illegal guardianship. This is not a legal guardianship. It's an illegal guardianship. She didn't consent to being in a guardianship, but she's in one.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Sorry, I muted for a second.
Weird.
Well, it's so bizarre. It's so bizarre for them to switch to that subject, to start talking about guardianships when we see somebody. Again, it's an illegal guardianship. Like they have no right to take money from Lynette Preston.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I still think in Lynette's mind, she can talk her way out of this and look like the good guy right now. You know, that's where she's at still. She's at the point where she thinks if she says enough words that somehow that audience that gave all that money, they will see that she's the good guy in this. She's the victim. The only problem is when Jeremy was the big bad guy, that worked because they spent so much time running Jeremy down. And Lynette, she's part of that. Well, now when Lynette is saying, 2L's the bad guy too. Doesn't work that way. Wait until Bruce becomes the bad guy as well. You know, when they lose a case, when that finally happens, or when she figures out the bankruptcy really screwed her, that's when I think that's when everything's going to roll in. You know, hey, can you hold this for 1 second? I'm going to mute for just a minute. And then
sure.
Okay.
Sure, I can. So. Looks like those of you who have watched Rekieta Law, he is going live tonight in, it says 81 minutes. Oh, he set it for 12 a.m. He's doing a night show tonight. That should be good. He's talking about Carano v. Disney and Candace Owens. And apparently there's a meatball video. So in case you guys are interested in that, probably more cooking with Kurt. That should be funny. And look I'm working on another yoga picture. It's very funny. All right. Now he said he was fatter. He said, you heard him say that. So he can't get upset about this picture. I think I've nailed it though. Oh man. I'm surprised he can still cross his legs with that extra donut weight. We're going to have to start fat shaming Tug. Although he is walking a lot more. So, yeah, it's Buddha Tug.
All right, I'm back. There we go.
What do you think? More accurate?
There you go. A little more Buddha. He's a little fatter. He's short though compared to me, but
I know he's really short. I know he's
he
got like
is. He's
little
about as short
stubby.
as one of the kids.
I know. Look at his little stubby legs.
That's
You're
funny. I like his
funny.
little chubby legs. That's
I know.
funny. He's got that booty going on. That's really funny. Oh my god. I can't even imagine like that. Did I tell you about what happened with my TV in Best Buy? Did I tell you about that?
No.
Oh my god, dude. So in 2022, I decided I want to get a larger TV. I want it on the wall. You know, I've never had anything like that. I was like, the one thing I want out of anything down here, I can write it off on my year. You know, I want a TV. So I picked up a large TV, and you know, again, it's not like when I say it's a big TV, but it's not like, you know, you see some of these crazy price TVs. You know, it was a smart buy and everything. But anyway, so one of the things I've had on it, you know, I don't really go into the extended warranty for a lot of things, but for this, yeah, I did because I was smart about it. Now, Best Buy used to have this all-inclusive thing where you have a bunch of devices in it, you know, and then they'll also warranty something by itself. So they had this listed under an all-inclusive thing, but it's by itself. And I was like, you know, why is it that way? Just, you know, insure it by itself. You know, you don't need to include because there's nothing else there. Okay. So they did. Well, anyway, the other day I go to pull my TV up and it will not pull up networks or anything. It's bricked. It won't. I can turn it on and stuff, but it's bricked out. But it does have a warranty. You know, it's under warranty. So I call Best Buy, and the first person I talk to tells me, actually, you don't have a warranty. And I was like, well, that's weird because I've got an email that tells me that you took money from me. You took it from me on July the 4th. I'm calling you on the 1st. And they were like, yeah, actually, it ran out on the 25th. I was like, no, it didn't. I was like, on the email, it says that it covers through August the 3rd. And I'm calling you on, I believe I'm calling them on the day, you know, but it's, I have to call on or before at a certain time. So I'm calling them early in the morning on it. It's all good to go. And they're like, well, actually, you have to have this all-inclusive. I was like, no, you don't. So I argue with them. I got very mad at them. I said some very nasty things to this person because I was pissed, you know, because they wanted to argue. So I ended up calling back. They would not. Also, I asked them for, you know, somebody above them. You know, I went full Karen. I was like, you know, give me your manager. You know? So they wouldn't. They were like, well, we'll call you back in 20. They'll call a manager, call you back in 24 to 48 hours. And I was like, there is no fucking way that's going to happen because y'all are going to try to run my warranty out. No, you know. Now, when I'm saying this to you, I want you to realize they on the 4th of August, by the way, they did re-up my warranty again. So they charged me for that month. So all of it, it's all under, there's no question it is, right? So I go through a second person. They pull all this kind of shit the same. But I finally get I finally get them to, you know, they'll get me a person I can talk to that is over things. They'll call me back within the hour. Because I'm like, look, I don't want to have to drive all the way to like a Murfreesboro. You know, that's with traffic and stuff. That's like that can be an hour and a half drive. Oh my God, it's ridiculous to go down to the store and, you know, bring this up. You guys should be able to pull it. So I talked to the man. Now, when this guy calls me, you know, they give you a message that your call's being recorded and everything else.
Yeah.
I tell the guy, hey, I'm going to record this. And he's like, oh no, you can't record this. You can't. I'm like, you're recording me. He's like, yeah, if you record us, we have to get our lawyers involved and stuff. And I was like, fuck that. So I was like, sure, I'm not recording. And I did. I recorded anyway, you know, because fuck them. You're recording me. You can't do that. And it's a one-party state here anyway. You cannot do that.
They can't tell you that.
Yeah, I can't. I don't even have the obligation to disclose. It's just when I hit the button, you could hear it come on. You know, I forgot to hit it early on, and it tells you like on a new Android, it has a button when you call somebody that you can use an outside program, you know, to record and not tell anybody. But if you do it through the phone, it says this call is being recorded. It tells both parties. So when I hit it, I told them I cut it off. Well, anyway, I ended up having to argue with them. I finally, after 2 hours of talking to this person, finally get them to check individual plans. And oh, it does exist. Oh my God.
2 hours? You took
yeah. So I spent through this whole thing. I spend 5.5 hours of my time. 5.5 hours arguing with these people. And Best Buy has this wonderful racket too, by the way. You have a warranty, right? To get them to check it, you still have to pay. You have to pay $99 every time you need something fixed. So,
oh my God.
On top of that. And they treat it like they're doing you a favor. So I got a person coming the 12th. I have to wait until the fucking 12th to get somebody out here.
Is the TV broken or what?
I cannot pull up. It'll turn on and everything. But you know how you have like a menu under new TVs? It's all digitized. There's no buttons on the TV or anything.
Can't you just take it back?
It's 85 minutes. I can't lift it. It's too heavy.
Oh,
I can't even lift it. I can't put it in a car. I had it delivered here, so there's no way I could. But they're sending somebody here. But no, there's no way I could carry this thing out. It's mounted on the wall, and it's a chore. But when I turn it on, you know how you have like a settings menu you can go in, like if your Wi-Fi goes out, you can turn it. If I click on I can click on other buttons, like I can adjust the picture and stuff. But if I go to all settings or I go to Wi-Fi, the networks, it's like they're not there. It errors out. It errors out for the command, and there's no way to reset it. There's no way to. The only way you can reset the TV is to go into all settings. But it's like basically now TVs are more like your computer at home than a TV. So yeah, it's bricked out for now. But now I can watch it. I have a PlayStation, so I was complaining about that too. I was like, I've got this TV, and the only way I can watch it is to watch it through my PlayStation, which it's absurd. It is absurd.
That's how we watch TV, is through the PlayStation.
Ugh. Yeah, I mean, with the TV, it's not bad. Actually, the PlayStation, even with it hooked up properly and everything, if you ever check your settings on your TV picture, your picture looks better if you're going straight through your TV versus going through a device. Obviously it's gonna, it has a little bit of a difference. Like I can tell there's a setting in mine with the colors, makes it very vivid. I love the setting. It's one of the reasons I picked up the TV.
Oh geez. And you can't even use it.
You can't even use it. But the 12.
You should put your Karen icon on. Don't you have a Karen tug? Don't you have one with Karen hair? I feel like you do.
I was like,
give me a manager.
I said some really nasty shit. But the person I was talking to, that first one, was trying to make it where I could not get help. I don't know if I have the Karen one up here anymore. Because you can only have
it was so funny with the funny wig. Yeah.
I was like, are you kidding me?
Asymmetrical blonde wig.
5+ hours, dude.
That sucks.
And I mean, I always like, look it up. I've got a policy number. Look it up. I have the email. I read them the email. I'm like, look, it's here. I will send it to you if I need to, but I shouldn't have to, because they're overseas call centers. Like you have an issue with communication with this stuff. They're having as much issue as I'm having talking to them. In the U.S., it's hard to communicate from region to region. A person that's like not a Southerner, sometimes when they listen to somebody from Louisiana, somebody's like, what did that person say again? I don't understand you, the Cajun accent. But yeah, when you get into people that English is not primary and you can tell, ooh, man, God. Anyway, I'm going to go over some super chats. Are you going to hang, or are you out of here?
No, I'm going to go. I've got family visiting, so I'm going to go hang out, watch a movie with them probably.
Alrighty. Well, you won't be around this weekend, so of course something amazing will happen. Saturday, actually, there will be amazing stuff. You definitely need to at least come. Again, everybody for sure. Take Megan's advice on that too. She can tell you Saturday will be lit.
It's going to be lit. You're not going to want to miss it. It is some of the nuttiest stuff you've ever heard, ever in your whole life. You're going to need a barrel of popcorn for this. So
it is.
Stock up on the Orville Redenbacher for this weekend. And I'm sure I'll see you in the chat.
Oh yeah, for sure. See ya. Yeah, they tried to SWAT Megan though. For real. If you don't know what swatting is, that's essentially getting police to come to your home for BS reasons. She tried to use that lawsuit to do damn. Now, there's different that the thing that you're going to hear Saturday is going to be hilarious. You know, there's things that will make you mad. There's things that'll make you laugh. Saturday, oh my God, it's going to be good. So you keep an eye out for What the Hale's video. And it, you know, like these people don't understand everything they've done, all the lies that they tell and stuff. They are open to the public. FOIA requests, you know, any communications that they have like that, where they try to ruin or wreck people, you 100% can pull them up. And they have tried to utilize that lawsuit that they brought. See, she tried to use that as a way to take down channels. She admits that. So she didn't just pull up something and, oh, I didn't do anything with it. Oh, no. She admits she was using that. She was trying to utilize that with police to get them to do terrible things. So, that's just something to keep in mind with all of that, with the denials. But Saturday will be lit. You're definitely going to enjoy it. Let me pull up. I saw. So, it's Sally. What's up, Sally, by the way? Thank you. There was $20 dropped in for a Venmo. What's up, Venmo? Well, thank you. Thank you for the love there. That is so appreciated, too. That is, I think that's going to go some ice cream money. Yeah. So that is 100% appreciated. Oh, my goodness. So much crazy. Maybe not. Thank you. Kicking this off on there. And again, thank you, Venmo-wise. I don't see anybody else there. If I miss anybody, I'll check it again just to make sure in a minute. PayPal or everything. But always thank you. Maybe not. Kicked off 10 gifted memberships right here. I noticed a flood of memberships right off the beginning. That's so amazing to start out with. So thank you for the 10 giftos. We have Mama Cat drops 5 gifted memberships as well. Backing that up there. Mama Cat on top of it. So maybe not. Mama Cat. We also had In the Clouds. What's up in the clouds? Look at that little avatar. Look, little umbrella guy, little fox there with the cardboard box. It's awesome. Thank you for the 5 giftos too. So we have 20 that popped in right there. This was right off the beginning. And you had Fallen Hero that drops in a gifted membership. Thank you, Fallen Hero, by the way. As always, I cannot say that enough. Appreciate you, my friend. Sandra D. What's up, Sandra D? It's good to see you too. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you for that gifted membership. So again, all these are popping off right at the beginning. And Liz drops 5 gifted memberships as well. Thank you, Liz, too. Thank you for that. I appreciate it very much so. That's cool, though. I love it when there's like a flood of them. Because you see, when people, they get them, they react so like they're so happy about it. I love it. Max Lab drop a super chat there too. That is not allowed a comment, but it is his own comment there. Thank you, man, for backing. And also, thanks for sending over. There have been plenty of you that are sending over screenshots of when like LP posts. I appreciate stuff like that because I need to give credit for somebody. I didn't note. So give me 1 second here. I want to show you something. So the post, I do want to be correct about this. I try to give credit when they're public posts. So this was a public post. I referenced the edit that we read, versus the original. This is actually posted by Melissa here. So I do want to give credit for that 100% there. That's a lot of work. And that's if you're wondering, there's a group called Otter Creek, Florida, and the Shady Bunch, and Melissa's posts there are amazing. So you can look it up. That's a closed group. You can get involved there. I can. It's always fun. I like looking at everything that people post. I realize a lot of people flock to the quote unquote fan group, the one that's so controversial. But there are a couple of other groups that I really like as well. I like them. I like them a lot more because they're just evidence associated. You know, I like to see what some of these anti-clowns do. Although recently, the paint chips Darth Touch thing has been really funny because they're whining about the police in Ohio. Apparently, the police in Ohio very much did contact old Darth Touch. They contacted him about harassing, you know, because it's that's pretty. He definitely got into. He wasn't contacting for journalism, you know. He was contacting to harass. He made it very clear he would never stop. And I mean, the kind of stuff these people mail to is just gross sometimes. It's beyond the pale. It's funny, you know, if I went out of my way and made contact repeatedly with people, do you think they would hail that as free speech, or do you think they would call me a harasser? I mean, really think about that. If I went out of my way to make personal contact with a person, to harass them, to go after and make sure to individually, not make videos like they try to claim, oh, we only make videos. No, you don't. You know, you flood people's inboxes with dumb shit, you know, and it's for the intent of harassment. It's not for the intent of, ooh, journalism. These people, they're as far from journalism as it's funny. People throw that word around, by the way, a lot. You know, they like to throw around the word journalist. You've been hearing it quite a bit lately. But one of the things that you have to remember with journalists is a journalist isn't just somebody who goes out and attacks people. There was a really a good quote. The quote is that a journalist is a person who is willing to destroy his own opinions with facts, to report the truth regardless of consequences to themselves and others, to focus on reality rather than outcome. That's why Anti-Hales doesn't have any journalists, because they are not willing to look at a story outside of themselves. But yeah, thank you for the membership. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tugs. Thank you for that. Much appreciated too. Thank you. 2012. Thank you for the 2 there. Liz in trouble big time after seeing this case. Man, you should see some of her case stuff is just, I mean, you should look at some of the other cases that have been opened and just look through what they have accused people of, what they've tried, you know, with everything from process servers to people that have been employees. I mean, it's wild. It is absolutely wild. And the things that they accuse them of, man, with no foundation whatsoever, it's just nasty business. What's up, Green Veggie Boost? Thanks for the $5 there. Just had a riser placed in the bed, unfortunately. Those are pictures of a thicker mattress. Get on the bed with a feet of Jim. I did that one time. So decided to get a new mattress. You know, I thought, it needs to be higher off the ground, you know, it needs to be a little more comfortable. Yes, like even for my height, like I'm not short. So for my height, if it's hard for me to get up there, you know, like just an average height person probably needs a stepping stool or something. It's so wild. I've been there before. That's so funny. It's so funny when you're like, oh my God, this shouldn't be this way. Jada, thank you for the gifted membership there. Thank you, Jada. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. 2012, thanks for the 2 there. Tug Kings in your the Twitter there. And chat, hi. Tug, y'all. And I have not checked a lot of emails. Like I've been for the last, let me think, 13 days now. I've been trying to really get, like, I'm prioritizing health, walking and stuff. So I'm trying to get everything situated to a point. But I think it's doing better. Although my ankle feels like it's going to fall off. But that's neither here nor there. Rachel, thanks. 33 months. That's awesome. Thank you there. Thank you for my bedtime stories. A welcome distraction to reality. That's one thing I very much enjoy. I have enjoyed watching the insane shit show, with these people. Again, we haven't even gotten close. We haven't even touched on the secondary transcript. I started going through that today, by the way. The one where they talk about, again, like peculiar optics, and it's wild. I mean, it's so bizarre. They hate so many people that if you don't like here's the thing. This is something you learn with YouTube or anything else. You don't give your time to just a random person that just comes in the chat. Everything, you can deal with that and be done with it. You don't have to give your time and your mental effort to it, but they do. See, I mean, it's like this. Look, this is what I'm talking about. Like, we're going through, there's another 127 pages of stuff to go through and highlight. And some of it you can see on the sides, like there's entire pages. There's like, holy crap, look at this stuff. This is amazing. So you have entire pages. It's just like, oh my God. But they talk about people like peculiar optics, for example. Peculiar optics. Now, the statement wasn't really about them. This is the mentality that I thought was really good. We'll cover all of this later on, but I thought this was worth it. They said, it's funny, talking about peculiar optics, it's funny because they're not in our chat, but they ran over, to Megan and Tug or whatever. They're going to hang out with them or whatever. So, all that means, if you come here and you want to listen to both sides of something, you shouldn't have been there in the first place. That's what they tell. So they attack people not for saying anything, but for going to the wrong chat. Because listening and trying to figure out what's going on, that somehow makes you the bad guy. Isn't that interesting? I love it. I love it. But they melt down. I mean, the admissions, again, of everything that's been going on. Holy crap. Like tomorrow we'll go over some more of it. Saturday, we've already got the plan again. Oh God, Saturday's going to be lit. You're going to love it. Yeah, I am hyping for Jeremy on that too. Again, not for requests or anything. I just know that that's coming because I asked. I was like, yo, I heard the thing. And I was like, oh my God, when is that going to be out there? Because it comes in with FOIA requests. If you make a FOIA request, then, everything's public. Again, it's necessary to have, with these people coming after us, trying to do God knows what. We're finding out again about all of this insanity, but God, you're gonna love it. So, right? Thank you. I appreciate that very much. What's up, Death's Angel? What's up? How you doing, Death's Angel? Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships there. That is much appreciated too. Thank you. Wendy Bono, 17 months, by the way. That's wild, man. Almost a year and a half there. Thank you. Hey, Tug, Megan, and everyone. Well, thank you. And hey there, back at you. Janice, thanks for the 10 there, Tug. Follower with legitimate vision. She's not trying. Yeah. I think, okay, let me note this with mods. I think we're gonna try something with this because it is mods. First of all, mods are trying to keep the spamming thing. You run into people that try to channel damage, but you also run into people with disabilities. So, and that if mods would, again, looking at the situation, if somebody's just trying to communicate, if they note, hey, I have visual impairment or something, again, look at the situation in there and we need to address it from that way. And again, that is not being ugly. I appreciate the mods more than I can ever say. Mods, you don't get enough love. I hope everybody in the chat tells the mods they appreciate you. Because the mods, the only time something they get mentioned is when something comes up, and this isn't a negative in any way, because again, mods are trying to protect the channel with it. We've had so many problems, but yes, you're right too. There needs to be some kind of accommodation. So if we look at when people come in, if they're individual versus these spam bots, first of all, and on top of that, if they're people, and you can get a feel for people trying to deal with some kind of accommodation. If we can do that, that would be great. But yeah, that's good, Janice. I appreciate you noting that. Now, Skipper, thanks for the 5 there. I need $90K to pay off my Kentworth. Oh wait, I was knee surgery. Can I get David's number? Indeed. I'm telling you. Well, see, and this is the poison, though. All right, this guy. Some of these folks, they sell their souls to get into that wallet, And I do think, I do get a good laugh out of it because they were treating him like trash. And now he owns a piece of it, He needs that money so bad. I think David the donor should make him apologize publicly. I would have done that. I'd be like, yo, you want my money? Apologize to me. Because again, they sit on there, they sit with 2L and they mock this dude. God, you had Bruce recently begging him for money too. It's like, are you kidding me? Like these clowns. Fucking clowns, man. But yeah, for sure, dude. 2012, thanks for the day. Tug, can you make a song with 3 blind mods? Mods, man, they look at this. They get so much crap. But the thing with the uppercase, the reason that happened, we used to get spam bots. Now they're not like 2012. Remember these? We used to get prawn bots. We'll say, right? Corn bots. I guess that's the best way. And they would come in, they would try to drop links. That's why you can't drop links right now, because I had to turn off links, because they would drop links to garbage. They would come in and they would try to take over channels, and they would do it, with caps, and it was insane. So we deal with that, and then you would have these horrible spammers that just try to destroy the chats where nobody could enjoy themselves by doing it. But yeah, I mean, again, mods, man. Like I said, we couldn't even have a show without you guys. So very much appreciated. Lady K, thanks for the 5 there. So I think it's been 20K for rickety fins, but I think it's been 10K for framing. That's a great point, actually. They keep jumping back and forth, though. I would like them to explain how they kept saying 10 or 20K, but now it's cost 6K and they had 5K in money. See, they're running themselves into a weird wall. They lie so much they can't keep up with the lies anymore. They lie to their chats. Again, all they had to do was be transparent in costs, but they don't. If they hammered down the actual cost of every single thing, how much was brought, they'd have to admit, first of all, how much money was even brought in. Like, think about this. Lynette doesn't even know how much money she has fundraised. Isn't that wild? Like, even Lynette has no idea. Like, think about it again. She has no idea how much money was raised in her name. She's been told specific numbers, but I think she thinks there's only $56,000. From her commentary and the way expenditure went, I think she's of the opinion that it wasn't only me that gave that much money, but it was everybody. And that's not even close to being real. Again, she talked about how many Amazon gift cards and all this other shit that rolled in. My God, man, how much money. And nobody knows, but not even Lynette knows. That channel, like I said, I can tell you that channel, it pulled in from when it went over to the Jeremy, like, oh, that Jeremy, it pulled in about $28,000, from super chats, not memberships. but that doesn't include PayPal or anything else. We know the majority of the money that was sent for the house build came in through PayPal. So it doesn't go through. And it shouldn't, by the way. It shouldn't be sent through there. It should have been sent through like PayPal or something. So the fees will be lower. But God, the amount of money, man. You're right. That 10K, though, they can't spend 10. Well, they didn't really. What did they spend on? Okay, they keep talking about money and this cost or that cost, but the reality is, like, what did they really spend money on? Like, where did expenditure from the actual cash influx? Where did any money come out? A little bit of lumber, 2 toilets. That's assuming too. We don't know where that stuff came from. We don't even know if that cost money. For all we know, those fucking things were gifts. They came from cards or something. We have no idea. I mean, that primary money may have never been touched. That may have just been one huge cash infusion that these people got. God, man. I think it'd be funny. Like, again, Preston, you better contact the authorities before your money's all gone, if it isn't already. But Kelly, thanks for the 5. Wait, she had to go through the city of Otter Creek to get a permit again. The county turned it over to the city 6 months more. Yeah. Here's the problem too. Like, in this story, people have written me and asked me this question: who's lying? And I have to be like, yeah, who's lying? Yeah. No. What does that mean? Well, I don't know which one's telling you the closest semblance of truth. They're both terrible people and liars. So which one is lying about what? I have no idea. I figure they're both lying, and somewhere in the middle of that, kernels of truth pop out. But it's a great shit show to watch, isn't it? You're right there, Cal. It's funny. Christine, thanks for the 5. Element OP posting. Should have Manic Monday playing in the background. That's funny. That is funny. She's been posting a lot. And 100% keep posting, It is funny. She complained so much that people were trying to remove her voice. God, she just posted. She was posting his show 3 hours ago. So apparently, right when we started, she was posting. God, I didn't even realize that. I just refreshed. I just opened up another one, and she's been posting yet again. Lord, man, this is wild. Michelle, God, you're gonna have to put out something for real. You know what you need? You need a real PR team. not these low rent assholes that you picked up. You need a real PR team. You got what you paid for. Actually, she paid quite a bit for it. That PR team cost her. It cost her tens of thousands of dollars. She just didn't realize it when it started. See, anybody that's halfway decent wouldn't even be arguing the money thing. Oh, she's too difficult. We can't give her the money. Again, there have been court cases where people have pulled this same bullshit that's being pulled now, and it has caused them some real problems. And they did not have records like these people do. These people would be very afraid if Preston went to the police. I think if she went and talked to the proper authorities about being scammed out of money. I very much think that she would see some kind of action, but I think she's afraid of what they'll tell, what they'll say, and maybe they know the entire story of some of the things that have been going on that property. She probably told them a little bit too much, Oh, it's craziness. I love it. I love this stuff. So, Kelly, thanks for the 5 there. Town clerk is the one to give out paperwork with permits. The county decides to turn that over to the town. They have a person. It might not be legal, but it would be interesting. Again, I don't even know the particulars of all that, and that's fascinating. But they haven't even gone to that first step, because ultimately, money-wise, what we're hearing is somebody won't turn over anything. It's crazy, isn't it? Thank you, Liz, by the way. 37 months. Thank you. Yeah, Bugs, she is. She's so cute. You know, she's so funny. The oldest, too. I think they'll... the oldest has got in her system. She wants to come on and do something. So she'll probably drop in one day, before we get rolling with something. So it'll be funny, too. And Janice, thanks for the 20 there. Hey, Bung, I'll show her this, by the way, and thank you. And I didn't see it come in at the time. I was looking at her. She was so funny. She saw like I said, I got tangled up in my headphone because she saw that freaking yoga mat. You know, she was like, well, I laid it down just so I could lay on the floor. By the way, I'm not doing yoga. Just to note that I was trying to lay and elevate my feet, with all these problems where I walk. God, all that, my legs swell. And yeah, anyway, it's a little bit TMI, but, so anyway, I was trying to prop it up. But she saw it. She's like, ooh, yoga. It's so funny. She's so cute. But thank you, Janice, for her and Sissy. Thank you. Like I said, I'm going to take them for ice cream this week. It'll be fun. I think they'll enjoy it. Taz, thanks for throwing there. Keep exposing the truth. Love and hugs. Well, thank you, Taz. I appreciate it. And indeed, I mean, this story, wow, it's got everything you would ever want. The only thing is that it happens to a real person. That's the only thing that sucks about it, is it happens to somebody for real. Lady Badger, what's up? Thanks for the vibe there. Does her mother know the truth, or did she again? Is that one of the friends that she's talking about? Right. You said everybody knew the truth. That is true, isn't it? Rhea Rye, thanks for the 2. Yeah, the tug in that video is like, not my face. The face is my fortune. Yeah, you'll know that, like, there's a joke about that. And, that under my umbrella, like that song when it comes up, if you watch that intro, it has a little cartoon thing. It's like, not the face, so that is funny. And Rhea Ryan, thanks for the fun there too. Lynette selling candles. I hope she doesn't go the way of Gwyneth Paltrow. Blah, gross, man. Gross. Oh, grody. Yuck. Ugh. That's so gross. I am surprised. Somebody wrote me the other day, but I don't know if I should say it. I'm going to say it anyway. I don't care. Somebody was like, you know what? I'm gonna send you some peen rocks. I was like, no, you're not. And they're like, yes, I am. That's what you're gonna get in your PO. I was like, what? Now again, when I say no, I don't care what people say. As long as just don't get yourself in trouble. Never send anything that's gonna get you in trouble. But if you can mail it, man. But gross. Oh Lord. You folks are crazy, man. I love it. I love it. I do. I love it. I have so much fun with you folks. I have my favorites. Things for the 2 there. Codunk bucks. Indeed. Indeed. And thank you. Got those Codunk bucks on. Thank you. Max that. Thanks for the 2 there. It's Carol. Hey, Carol. It's their 65th birthday tomorrow. Well, let me bust out a song. I haven't gotten to bust it out today. So we got a song coming. Let me get it. Give me 1 second. I got to roll to it there. Here you go. 65. That's amazing. Here we go.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. From both of us to you. Happy birthday. May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday. We love to have you here.
Happy birthday.
Here's to another year.
Amazing. I love it there. Oh my God. Give me a second. I gotta look at something here. Oh my God. Oh my God, today. Oh my God. Tomorrow is going to be off the chain. I'm going to tell you. Tomorrow, oh my Lord. I love this. Right, what's happening right now? I'm loving it. So tomorrow's going to be off the chain. Max Lab, though, thank you too, buddy. And thank you, Carol. I appreciate you. Happy birthday to you. Wheat Toast. Thank you for that gifted membership there. Thank you, Wheat Toast. What's up, kiddo? What are you doing?
I'm gonna make supper tonight. Do you want any?
It is late for supper, man. It's like 10:20, dude.
Okay.
You making something late?
Yeah, since Mom usually doesn't cook anything.
Well, that's the work thing, yeah.
Yeah,
What are you making?
I'm making mashed potatoes.
Oh, okay. No, I think I'm good. I ate something today. I don't remember what it was though.
Okay.
Yeah. I ate something, but I appreciate it. You know, you doing good?
Yeah. So nobody wants the supper that I'm making because Audio doesn't want it, Mom doesn't want it, and you don't want it.
Well, I ate something earlier. I mean, it's just I mean, if you want to make potatoes, I will try your food. You know, if you're making something, for sure. You know.
Yeah.
Not to appear ungrateful, I appreciate you making something.
You're not being ungrateful with that.
You know, I'm just saying. You know.
Why does your TV say 3? Is it?
I know my TV's messed up. Remember, I got those people coming to fix it.
Yeah.
It's jacked up. The dates jacked up. The time's jacked up. Yeah, it just threw everything off. It's just an absolute mess. It's like a cereal box, you know.
You didn't mute your mic.
No, I'm talking right now. I know. Yes, we're live. You know that. You see, I'm talking.
Is there another person on there? I thought you said you had a guest.
I did. I'm in super chats. This is the end of the show, you know.
Oh yeah, I just thought I'd ask.
Yeah, Megan Fox was on earlier. Yeah, it's not really a guest, more co-host, you know.
Yeah.
So when we're going over some of these things. Like, although when you girls drop in, some of these things we go over is so crazy. You know,
just thought I'd pop in and ask because.
Yeah. No, it's nice of you. I appreciate it.
If you go make 3 potatoes.
3 potatoes?
Well,
are you going to eat mashed potatoes?
No, I don't like mashed potatoes. Well, I was thinking that everyone would want some, but turns out nobody wants any. Mom's going to bed.
I'll eat a little potato. If you want to make them. Don't.
You already ate.
Yeah. Don't. If you want to make some, I'll eat a little bit of it, but don't salt it up here. Okay.
Okay. So, how do you like your mashed potatoes?
Mashed with potato in it.
Yeah. What do you think mashed potatoes are? I like pepper potatoes. I don't like mashed potatoes.
Hey, there's a Vanessa said, "Hey, can I eat it?" She said, "Can I have some, please?"
Depends. Are you going
virtual
to eat
potato?
Yeah. Everybody gets a virtual potato, and if you're one of the lucky ones, yours will not have a deadly disease in it.
That's not a good. Yeah.
It's a 1 in 5 million chance.
Can we get a Mr. Potato Head and smush him and eat him?
Depends. Is he a plastic one? Because we can't eat plastic.
Yeah, well, we won't.
I mean, we're technically filled full of microplastics, and everything is edible at least once.
She has her hand up to speak. Hey, what did you want to say? Come here, real quick.
Yoga.
Yes, the yoga mat's out. What did you want to say?
I was trying to say that who's going to make French fries in the morning, and who's going to use 3 potatoes to make mashed potatoes.
3 potatoes? Oh my goodness!
Who's going to make French fries?
Well, go make your make French fries. Go make your potato. It is late. You better go do your thing before. Make sure. Hey, little one. Hey, yes, you, Miss 6-year-old. Hey, go up there with Sissy, okay?
Yeah.
Right.
Also, guys, guess what?
What?
Your girl is interested in robotics, so if you'd kindly send over detailed guides how to code and scrap metal, I'm going to build a Terminator.
A Terminator, okay. All right, hey.
Everyone will see. If you give me a plushie, I'm gonna keep it. If you do,
Oh, you're gonna
I'm
get
gonna keep your plushie.
Oh my! You're gonna keep plushies too, okay?
And I'm gonna keep you 10 million.
Since you're a Terminator. What the nut? She's so funny. She's crazy, man. She's funny. I like it. They're so funny there. All right, so okay, Gundam. Actually, she saw the what is that movie? Electric Dreams. I don't know if you all have ever heard of that. But for some reason, the movie, it's a 1984 movie. You know, I was like, man, I think I remember that movie. But for some reason, people have been talking about it again. I guess it's because of the little computer thing that's in it. But the stuffed animals, I've seen more of them around. Like, again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. But that thing's been popping up everywhere, and I don't know why, but she's been talking about, like, look at that, yeah, with shows. she's been talking about AI. Wanted to read it. She was like, Dad, can I get a book about AI? And I was like, sure. What kind of AI book? You want like something? And she's like, no, AI turning on people. You know, maybe like AI getting computer, get in a robotic form and turn. I was like, that's the Terminator. You know, we can get some novelizations of the Terminator, whatever. But sure, it's been kind of funny. All right, let's see. Janice, thanks for the 5 there. Lynette can't manage money. She spends every cent she gets. Yes, that's even what's funny is that's what they're saying. Isn't that bizarre? That's now what they're saying too. But yeah, hopefully a mandatory financial course will be bankruptcy will arise. Maybe no way. What's going to happen is she's going to end up getting nothing, and she's put it again. I think the bankruptcy thing may have actually been a malicious term. I don't see any positive to it. All the people that put her in it, you notice they all backed away from it. Why would they all back away from it if it was a good thing? Like, why did 2L suddenly distance herself from the bankruptcy that they were all like, haha, this is great? It seems more malicious. Again, it put her in a jackpot. There is no positive to it whatsoever. And they've abandoned her in the middle of the process. So tell me, like how that's starting to seem, again, even for a lay person out there, like any of you, when you look at the court filings going on, you know, this court war that's been happening, do you see any positive to a bankruptcy? I think any lay person would be like, no, not really. You know, there are easier ways to delay. They could have faked sickness. They could have done all kinds of things, you know, to try to slow the court down. But they did this, a thing that has years of repercussion. And they know that they're not going to be able to write off. There is no way in hell that they're going to be able to write off the court stuff. Because again, you know, that revolves around malicious conduct. And you can't do that with something that's willful or spiteful. You can't do that. Doesn't work. You just can't write that. You can write off certain kinds of decisions, but you can't do it with that. And you can't write off something that hasn't been done yet. So they're filing this, and the only thing that comes from it is the delay. That's it. But they could delay them a million other ways. It wouldn't have cost thousands. See, the thousands of dollars. You think about how it burned her with lawyers. Like nobody wants to give money anymore. They also have turned on her. It's wild to look at. That, like I said, it seems like a thing to disconnect. And all the people that are involved there, again, I'm not saying that they 100% did this. I'm just talking out loud. All these people are petty, malicious. So, you know, they're spiteful. They're vindictive. I don't think they'd be above it when you think about it. Dare, thanks for two. My favorite tug saying is drink this in. Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, yeah. What are some, you know, I've always thought of it like that. What are some of the tugisms that I know, like, fascinating? I used to drop hey there's. You know, it was funny. That became like a big thing on the channel for a long time. It's just we do live streams instead of video. You know, I'd be like, hey there, how's it going? And that became something. But yeah, drink this in. I don't even think about that. That's funny. I like it. Thank you for noting that too. MS Coast Live. Thanks for the two. Megan scared Bruce out of the entire country. I know. She kicked him. She kicked him off the coastline. It is funny, isn't it? What the what? Yeah, indeed. I like the what the whats. That is funny too. It's it. Thanks for the vibe. When the court doesn't stand for victims, good men and women will. Yes, saying the risk of prison was worth protecting those who can't protect themselves. That is indeed true. That is indeed true. You know, people come together and they start actually doing that. Hey, Angie, always Angie. Thanks for that too. There. So the more bitch starts Thanksgiving. So that's been going on since Thanksgiving. Really? Good Lord. You know, I've got to go back and look at the dates on a lot of that stuff. Because again, you know, it's become meme fodder. If the channel was bigger that did this stuff, you realize that this channel would be they would be destroyed and called out if they had more eyes on them. Because there's no way. I mean, again, they have taken deceased people and they have taken. I'm going to deliver a memorial. Well, it's somehow it's lost in it's on its way from China. What? What the what now? You remember when people were trying to say too that the memorial that quote unquote got destroyed was worth thousands of dollars. You remember that? And then we found out that actually the thing they were talking about was a stick in the ground with a plastic flower and a trespassing sign. It was like, yeah, no. But you remember how they were talking about how this thing was worth thousands of dollars, and now it was a replacement grift. It's so bizarre. They kept telling people that somehow he destroyed the memorial. So weird. Katie Rose, thanks for the $5 there. Police said months ago that the memorial was coming from China. Yeah, she said it would take a long time to get here. Yeah, 9 months, man. You could deliver a baby faster than the fucking memorial. Look, let me tell you this, okay? So I had my first comic book. I went through a company called Print Ninja. Now, Print Ninja, it had an outlet in the U.S., but everything came from China. You know, now I fixed that the second go. I actually found a U.S. printer, but I was new to the game. But anyway, so one of the things I end up with is I have to pay shipping for thousands of pounds of comic books. All right. I mean, you're talking about tons of comic books. You know, I end up paying, I think just for shipping, I think it was $7,000. It was crazy, a lot of money. But the slowest transit that they had was 6 weeks. 6 weeks for crates. I mean, and we're talking about pallets. Like they're moving pallets of comic books. You know, I don't know if you've seen the boxes they come in, but we would get, we got 2 pallets worth with our first thing. I know. And we actually had some of them, you know, you can't have stuff that gets lost, but they will replace it. So, but it took to deliver the slowest method was 6 weeks. So this idea of months ago is so funny to me. You're right on that. Isn't that crazy? Donald, thanks for the vibe. Megan needs to check the email for proper yoga image. I'll tell her to make sure she got that too. By the way, thank you. What's up, Wildcat? Thank you for the membership. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tugs Thugs. Thank you, Wildcat. Much appreciated. Emma, man, 2 years. Yeah, you said that too. 2 years. This is my first membership. It's been 2 years of fun times and craziness. I love it. Yeah, isn't it wild? I mean, this time, when you look at all the stuff that goes on in this, it has been enough. I feel like I'm always behind in this story. Like, I can't cover it all. We spent hours covering this thing every day. And it's so wild, but it's interesting. It's such a journey, but it's so nuts. And thank you there. What's up, Valor View? Thank you for the fun. Yeah, I mailed you a proper. You can't leave out Bigfoot. I will check that one out. Thank you there too. Buck Naked. Thank you, man. I like that. The images, I think it's funny. When y'all create stuff, like I get a good laugh out of it. There is nothing. Somebody asked me one time too, hey, I don't want to offend, but you're not going to offend me. You know, you're not going to offend me. I don't personalize this kind of stuff. I think it's funny. You know, I think you should be able to laugh at yourself. So if you find something, it's funny. Again, look at the avatar. Come on, you know. But yeah, have fun. Bug Naked, thanks for the 2. How about Just Jay asking Fleece for a wrench? That's so funny. I actually missed that. With all the crazy, I missed that. That is really funny. He needs one, though. He needs one. Finally free. Thanks for the 5 there. Forget local PD. Contact the IRS. They can get anyone. Well, indeed, you need. But what she needs to do is she doesn't have to bring a lawsuit. Like, that's wrong. The lawsuit would come later. What she needs to do is contact the police. She needs to not just contact her local police, by the way. She needs to go and pull up an IC3 report. She needs to report this scam, because it is. And on top of that, she needs to contact not just local police, but she needs to go further. She needs to open a proper investigation. She needs to contact the police in that person's area too, where the money was raised. All the money, again, it's going to be gone if it isn't. It will be gone. And she's not going to get any more money. That's what she cannot get through her thick fucking skull. Her money will be gone. They're not going to give it back to you later. So grab it now. But yes, you're right. The also with 100% in that. That is so true. IRS. The IRS wants their piece. 100%. So the background of the people around that too. Again, they want to play off the background or her husband, with his problems in court, as they tried to say it. Yeah, the problems were the kind of stuff, again, vulnerable populations taking advantage of, monetarily taking advantage of. That's what you're seeing here. That would be very, very bad. And she would have all of the leverage in that, because they're not going to be able to take her to court. Or what are they going to say? That's actually my money now. It's not. It's not at all. And it's well beyond. It's not just, this is not a civil matter. They could freeze the money too. It's hilarious, man. Oh my God. What's funny though is, the lawyers that were willing to go after Jeremy Hales, why aren't they stepping in? Why are you have 3 moron lawyers that have attached themselves to this? Why aren't they helping Preston? Why aren't any of them helping her? I mean, she has all this money there, and you 100% know that is not $2,000. Why isn't Bruce helping her with the money? Straight up call out. Why aren't you helping Bruce? You know it's her money. Why aren't you helping her? I mean, you say you're out there, you say you're doing things for her, for the kid and stuff, right? But you allowed this to happen. And why we see a million freaking articles written by Paint Chips and others, right? Why aren't they doing something? Why aren't they writing about this situation? Why aren't they saying, hey, wait a minute, what about all that money? Lips, again, talking about guardianships. You're talking about a vulnerable population here. Somebody that has been put into a faux guardianship. Why aren't they talking about that? Why aren't all these people that they brought on talking about guardianships? Why aren't they brought into this matter? Again, this is a very, very bad problem for them. Which does. What's up? I mean, I like that, by the way. That's funny. I like your avatar. It's cute. Really enjoy watching you and Megan every now and then. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. So I'm glad you all are here. Thank you. Rewrite, thanks for the 2. Shout out to Vanessa and Rebel. Oh, the best. Yes. Hey, man. Rebel, by the way, man. Rebel. Vanessa, props to you as well. But Rebel Bird, though, we had some crazy stuff come up at one time, and I really want to give Rebel some legit love for this. We had some just crazy situations, and I needed mods to handle stuff and be discreet about it, and They did. Rebel was one of those folks. So much love to Rebel. Appreciate you. You know, you felt, like I said, words like chat, mod, it doesn't note the appreciation. I appreciate all you folks for sure. And yes, props to y'all. Amanda, thanks for the 5 there. Tom, yes. Again, we got the birthday song there for Carol. You know, let me do one other thing there too. Let me do a little dance there. Let me do the happy birthday. Ooh, for all of us to you. Yeah, happy birthday. May the short arms make your dreams come true. Ooh, yeah. I love that too. It's amazing. We got 2 off that. Yes. And appreciate that. So we got to do both. I love it. Vanessa, thanks for the 5 there. Yeah, for that. Can I eat some there? Yeah. I was trying to talk her into cooking me a Mr. Potato Head. She was like, can't cook plastic, which is true. Bootsy, thanks for the 6 months. Sent a box of Canadian candy. I fucking love get these in the U. Oh man, that'll be cool. That'll be awesome. We got so we had, and thank you to the sender. We got we're talking about Tim Tams. We ended up with a bunch of Tim Tams. Well, we ended up with a thing of Tim Tams at first, and never had them. We never heard of them. So the kids were like, "Oh my god, these are great!" And with the Kinder Eggs, the little one loves Kinder, but they banned these things around, because kids were buying them in the U.S. and they were eating the toy in them, and I'd never seen Kinder Eggs like the ones that are sold overseas. I've never seen. That's amazing because when it has a little plastic, or rather, it has a little outer shell, like a chocolate shell, and then inside it has what looks like a giant peel, and you pop it open, there's toy inside of it. But the old Kinder Eggs were not designed like that. So it's really interesting to see. I've never seen them like that. So even for me, that was fascinating to see. Claire, thanks for the 10 there. I protest with my left leg and a brace to my right leg and a cast. Hashtag time to say gate. Indeed. Talking about the guys. Yes, indeed. That stuff is so crazy, Vanessa, thanks for the 10. I was Bugs. Oh, it was so much fun. She had so much fun. Did she eat cake? She did not. That she does not like cake. She does not like cake. Like that is, I've never met a kid that doesn't like cake. She does not like it. Not at all. She doesn't like it. So yes, we went out, we got her, took her down to the candy shop. I actually asked her, so we have a local candy shop, it's smaller, and we have Five Below too. Well, she loves Five Below, my God, but I asked her, do you want to go to the local stuff or they have the big candy shop, the one she's always talking about? And of course, she wanted to go to the big one, Oh man. Okay. I like the disclaimer. That's funny. I saw something come up. I think that's funny. Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. I'm checking something out. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. I've got to check something. Something's coming through. All right. 1 second. Holy shit. Holy crap. Something is happening that is amazing. Tomorrow we will get it on there though. I'm telling you right now, Lynette Preston, they're trying to put you in a guardianship, lady. They've put you in a faux guardianship. And that money, I can't believe this. I cannot believe, again, you think about this setup. We've talked about this with we've talked about it with even celebrities. Again, I'm not trying to compare Lynette Preston to a celebrity, with like this standing. She is known in that. But you think about what happened with, say, a Britney Spears, for example. With Britney Spears, she had all that money and all that influence, and still people managed to worm in and take everything she had by sticking her in a guardianship. Now, with Lynette Preston, she's not incapable. There's no There's no mental health order against her or anything, but these people have still managed to do the same thing in that. Again, I'm not trying to compare one to the other. I'm just saying they've managed to take the same steps and they've put her in a faux guardianship. She is not incapacitated anyway. I realize that she has issues or disability. Okay. That still doesn't give them the right to keep her money. And I can't believe she's allowing this to happen. What they've done is they took her money. I'm going to make this clear, Lynette. They took your money. You don't need a lawyer to bring this stuff up. Again, you can go to the police. You can report this. They've stolen from you. They fundraised in your name. Now, they may lie and they say for 3 projects. It doesn't matter. Who are those projects for, by the way, Lynette? Those projects are for you and for the kid. Now, they want to say the kid right now. They're trying to use the kid as a brace to keep that off. But you are their guardian. As the guardian, a minor child, they cannot fundraise in the name of a child and decide to put this money anywhere. They have to give you your money, lady. But instead, they put these restrictions on you. They're calling you a liar publicly. We have the transcripts of it. They may walk around, but they're telling you that they're saying that you lie publicly, that you can't be trusted with your own money. They're deciding how to dole it out, and they're calling you a liar. It's insane. They said, by the way, just to note this, I want to say this publicly. They've said the barn is dead. They will not. They are not going to. They have, in fact, called the framer and told them not to come. So your project is done. Your project 100% is done. But they're talking about out here too. They're talking about your benefits. They're talking about your Social Security. They're talking about your disability. They're talking about your kids' benefits and shit. Man, they're a couple of steps from taking everything from you, lady. You letting them do it. You letting them do it to you. And you're trying to play the nice guy because you think that chat that was there that gave you money, they're going to come back to you. But they're not. You know why? Because you let this lady steal your voice. And I know you were listening, lady. I know you were listening. So you better do so. You're running out of time. You're running out of time with your money. If that money isn't gone already, again, I talked about this earlier. That guy, David, only me, $56,000. Where did it go? They admit that $1,000 went to the fence. This is their version. $1,000. There's 55. Okay. If you said every supply out there, I think I'm being very nice and saying if there was $15,000 in supplies, which there are not, that lumber, toilets, that's not 15 grand. But even if it was, you are missing $22,000 just off that. And you had a lot more donors. You got a lot more. Like I said, you can reach out to me. I very much don't like these people. I'm not your friend, but I will make sure to find out how much money was given. And you can reach out to the police. This stuff is nuts, though. But Lisa, you think about this too. Why have they suddenly leaned into guardianship? Like, you think about this from nefarious purpose. Why have they? If you're listening in the chat, by the way, I'm saying this stuff for a reason. I'm not rambling. I think a certain person is listening, and that's good. You should be listening to what I'm saying right now. I have no reason to take your side. I want nothing from you. I've never asked for a thing from you. We've never communicated. But you're right in this situation. Why did they suddenly start talking about guardianships? Think about that. That's because they think they can maneuver you into a situation where now they've taken everything from you. They think they can tell you not to have your money. They told you, RV, you can't have it. They told the world, by the way, you are incapable of spending. They have put you in a faux guardian. They told their chats. You say that Jeremy Hale's disparaged you. They have told people that were financially contributing to you that you are not capable of doing your own thing. And again, you think those people, they have your best interest. They said the barn is dead. They have said that now. The project's done. It is off. It is over. And again, I think you have one hell of a police report if you want it. You are 100% right. You don't need a lawyer for it. The lawyer comes in the aftermath. They're not going to give you your money, lady. This is getting very interesting, though. Again, Chad, I apologize for they are right now. They are calling the framer and telling the framer to stay away from Lynette Preston right now. But it's happening right now. Oh, God, lady. Again, I'll watch the shit show and I'll laugh at it. But, lady, I'm telling you, you want to play the nice thing and hope they're going to come back to you? They're not. They turned on you publicly. What you need to do is you need to go nuclear, tell everything you know about these people. These people have fucked you. They've put you in a situation, all of them. I hope you hear this. You listen to me, Lynette Preston. These people, they took your lawsuit. They are not your friends. They abandoned you in a lawsuit. You are in a worse place. They told you not to turn over anything. They told you could defy court orders. Right now, you are sitting with a paused case. But when you get back, the discovery thing's going to be a real problem for you. You have no lawyer. In fact, you had the money to get a lawyer, but instead they told you get a bankruptcy lawyer. Why? Because you're incapable of making financial decisions because they want you to be in a faux guardianship. You have been set up and hamstrung. Every one of them has screwed you, lady. That is so far from Jeremy Hale's. It's amazing, man. Anyway, I apologize for my time, but I'm talking directly to somebody. I know you're hearing this today. They're 100% hearing us right now. and you should be. Again, like I said, I have no interest in backing you. I don't in the Jeremy Hales thing. You know what I think. But in this between Lynette Preston and 2L, you're 100% in the right. They stole your money. And they are fucking you now. Again, they told you had $18,000 left. You don't even know how much money you made. You made much more money. The $56,000, I hope this computes. The $56,000 was one donor. That's one guy. All these other people gave too. We watched it happen. They're pretending that they didn't. They're fucking you. That's what they do, man. One of these two people has been in big trouble for this stuff. You know. Oh my God, lady. I'm telling you, you need to look at guardianship too, because guardianship, you know what happens if they manage to somehow slip that proverbial noose around you? A guardianship, that would have control over your Social Security. They would have control over your disability, over your food stamps. They want everything. They want your property. They want it all, lady. They want everything. They have you have let these people into your life too. You better speak out. I mean, again, you're trying to play the nice guy. They're not playing the nice guy. They're being very vocal about, they're calling you out. They called you a piece of shit live. And they have told the project's dead. They called you out live, lady. You better go. You better talk to somebody because they are burying your voice now. You gave these people the power over you. You gave them your voice. You can post about it too. Like I said, you want to hit somebody up, man, hit me up. My email is on my channel, granularheaven@gmail.com. I will definitely listen. I will definitely listen. I do not like those other people. So, want to hit me up. Anyway, Thank you, folks. Hey, by the way, Bootsy, thanks for the 3 there. Are the girls' ears pierced? Yes. Well, one. Yes, one. One's ears pierced. The little one wants to, but she's just not gotten to the. She's not there yet. You know, she'll probably be there in the next few months, I think, because her sister. You know, she's been more and more curious about her sister. Her sister got she got a little pair of earrings not too long ago, and she's very curious about them. So, oh, by the way, I didn't answer all your questions on there. Vanessa, did she eat cake? No. Did she love her present? Yes, very much so. She got stuff again. She got a little karaoke machine, which was cute. She got stuffies. She got Kinder eggs. She got crafting. I mean, again, amazing. She loved it. Did she get a tummy ache? No, actually, she did good with it. She did very good with it too, and it's very good. You know, Brazilla, did I get the mohawk? That mohawk I sent Brazilla. Mohawk. Write me on that. I'm not processing what that is. Can you write me just to make sure I understand what you're talking about there? You know, I need to make sure. Maybe, but I don't remember. Emma, thanks for the 5. Maybe douchey already got a kind of the money. We went just speculating. I don't know. I don't know, but it is interesting, isn't it? You know, man, dude. The other thing I want to add to is LP, you got dumped for Leslie. You know why you got dumped? Because they've taken everything that you have. And then they hooked up with somebody that's in guardianship. Again, I'm not saying that they're doing anything right, but what do you think? What do you think they're doing, lady? Anyway. Lady Badger, thanks for the 2. Your email has an image of I will check that out. Thank you, too. I will definitely, and thank you. Vanessa, thanks for 5 talk. I can't look at your avatar and take you seriously. My mom said her, I have no idea why you're like a shrunken head Beetlejuice. That's we were talking about getting fat, being fat, and that was the joke out of it. We had Slender Man here, the opposite of Slender Man here. Oh, I love it. Today is on, folks. You will understand why I talked about what I did at the end of this. Tomorrow, it will be very, very interesting. But this weekend is going to be crazy. It is already kicking off and shaping up to be. So anyway, I will let you folks go. Enjoy the shit show. You should watch some of the crazy going on. It is happening right now. So anyway, peace to all of you. I appreciate it. We will definitely be on tomorrow. Appreciate you. Thank you.